Welcome back to Inside Tiger Football, brought to you by Rib Crib. Final segment on the show. We're previewing Union. Always a rival game, always a tough game. Obviously, a close thing to you growing up with your dad being the coach there, playing there, all those sorts of things. Talk a little bit about what this game means to you. I know each week you like to talk about, one game's not bigger than next, but this one's hard to ignore, right? Yes and no.
Well, yes and no. The familiarity that everybody has, I say this every year, but it's such a truth. When I was growing up, rivalries were different. You didn't want anything to do with the kids at the other school, other than maybe steal their girlfriends. It's just so different now in the internet age, social media age.
7-on-7, AAU.
Yeah, they all play different things together. They all go to church together. They just all know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just different. But that's also why it's still a rivalry, is because of the familiarity. Yeah. And not only that, but the coaching.
And the fan aspect of it.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. And but it's a huge game because we have to win a district game.
Yeah.
We want to go win a state championship, and to do that, we've got to have the best seeding possible going into the playoffs. And that is the sense of urgency. Now, the benefit of the rivalry aspect is you don't have to do any false motivation with your kids. And not that I am ever trying to do false motivation, but getting them to have a sense of urgency against an 0-6 team is that's where I didn't get the job done. But that's not a challenge going into a week like this.
Yeah. Union, I believe, sitting at 5-2 on the year right now. Overall, they've had a couple close games against common opponents.
Mm-hmm.
I know early in the year they had a really close game with Edmond Santa Fe. But it looks like they're kind of peaking, especially offensively, at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about them on both sides of the ball and kind of what we're going to need to do to, especially defensively, and they have some familiarity with what we do. Talk a little bit about that.
Everybody knows about their quarterback. He's elite. He is special. So containing what he's doing, and they're really doing a good job of getting the ball out of his hands fast, which he has a phenomenally quick release anyway, but he's not sitting back there and patting the ball either. So they do a smart job with that. But what's really developed for them is they've got a running back, number 28, that has become their main guy. He is electric, and we've seen some guys similar to that. But if he finds a crease or some space, and then their scheme, they try to design some things to get him the ball, not only in creases but in space.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of receivers that are always a threat, a huge offensive line like they always have. Defensively, it seems like every year you could make a cutout of the nose guard, and it's almost the same kid every year.
Yeah.
A huge cat daddy defensive lineman. This year he's just a younger guy. He's a freshman. They've got some really fast outside linebackers, some really fast corners. So a pretty typical Union talented team.
Who needs to step up on our end of things? We talked about some of the kids and earlier, but on both sides of the ball, if there's a couple guys that you want to pick, maybe even outside the box a little that you're hoping can kind of have a good game, who would they be?
Well, our secondary is going to have to be smart, be where they're supposed to be, to defend what they're going to do in the pass game, and then that's a mixed bag too, because those safeties are run support guys as well in our scheme, and so sticking with their targets and their reads and their keys and being where they're supposed to be. Obviously, our box has got to do what our box is supposed to do, our linebackers and our defensive line, because we can't, just because we're concerned about their quarterback, we can't let that running back have a night. So offensively, it's always the same people. We've got to be dominant up front, be able to run the football, and then we've got to connect with our threats that we have on the outside as well. So everybody's got to do their job and play a great game.
Where would you like to see the most improvement this week from the last game to this game in order to get that W?
I'd like to see more efficient special teams. I'd like to see our defense play 4 quarters, sound, do their jobs. I'd like our offense to hold on to the football and not give them any free ones.
Talk to me a little bit about, one of the things that as a football coach that people don't always think about is that even though that you're not the head coach of the middle school teams, 9th grade teams like that, you oversee an entire program. I know you've got a son playing on the freshman team, a younger son, as well coming up. Talk a little bit about, I know, talking with Coach Mo and whatnot, how the success that his teams are having and kind of what that means to you and just making sure somebody I was talking to the other day just talked about the continuity at the lower levels of
Right.
the youth teams trying to run our offenses and things like that. Talk about what that means to you.
It means the world, because that was probably my number one priority when I got here is if you're really going to build the program, you've got to do it all the way up and down.
Yeah.
And, the youth program is its own entity, but being able to
got to be involved in it.
Infiltrating that and finding ways to slowly chip away at that. And it's not there yet, but it's light years ahead of where it was. Our 8th grade staffs and our 9th grade staff, it's been a process, but it's starting to get there. I mean, they're doing our stuff. They're winning. They're winning championships in their leagues, which my first year that just wasn't the case. And that is what I've been ecstatic about. And even our JV this year is winning games.
Yeah.
And it's a blast to go. Sometimes JV games can be kind of challenging to go coach, and they're an absolute blast this year because we're winning and we're dominant at times. It's a lot of fun.
All right, well, that's Josh Blankenship, Broken Arrow Union coming up Friday night down the road here at Union Tuttle Stadium. Be sure and watch it. Come on out. I know it's a game that usually just has a great crowd on both sides of the ball. Or both sides of the stadium. I think the last time we played there, we may have had more fans there than they did. So,
and I don't think either band is going to be there. I think they're doing some competition.
Be a nationals.
Yeah, so
right.
we need fans for sure.
Come out and pack it. If you can't make it, we got you covered on ArrowVision. Coach, thanks for being here this week. Luke will be back, I think, maybe next week. I'm not sure when he gets back, but thanks for watching Inside Tiger Football, brought to you by Ribford.
Welcome to Union High School, Tuttle Stadium. I'm assuming we still call it Tuttle Stadium. You might be thinking, well, that's an unfamiliar voice, or maybe one from the distant past, and that is true. I'm Adam Hildebrandt, happy to be joining you on ArrowVision tonight as Broken Arrow makes a short trip across town to take on the Union Redhawks. I'm with Coach Mo Wallace up here in the press box as we get things started tonight. Madison Dildine down on the sidelines with us. And Coach Mo, this is a rivalry that you have been a part of from the Broken Arrow sideline. Last time I had this position for this game, my partner had been on both sides of this rivalry, Union and NBA. So you're a little more focused on the Broken Arrow side, and we're looking for an opportunity for Broken Arrow to bounce back tonight. Honestly, seemed like the Tigers had gotten in a pretty good rhythm, won a couple of games in a row, and then it seemed like things just kind of got wonky at times in that game against Norman North. What are you looking for out of this Broken Arrow team?
Well,
tonight?
The bounce back factor, Adam, and once again, welcome back to ArrowVision. Happy to be along with you. But the bounce back factor, I think we got to come out and take care of business. We got to play complementary football on all three phases of the game. Offense has to complement the defense, vice versa, and the special teams have to be big this game. I think last week we let some things go in the kicking game, and if we can take care of that and correct that, we should be successful tonight.
Broken Arrow comes in at 3-4, 2-2 in district play. Union 5-2, 3-1 within the district. And if you look back at that game last week, Coach, Norman North had 24 points in the second quarter and 16 in the fourth. So only 7 points combined in the first and third, and then 40 in the second and fourth. Was there anything that you could put your finger on that was the big difference in kind of those different quarters?
Well, the way I'll explain it towards the end of the game last week, I think we just got down. I think when you look forward, when you look past teams, and they come back and they just hit you in the mouth the way Norman North hit us in the mouth, we couldn't get back from it. I mean, to me, it felt like Muhammad Ali hit us in the mouth last week. And the way I look at it is we have to be able to get up from the canvas tonight, because Union's going to hit us in the mouth a couple times, and we have to understand that you got to get up from the canvas and you got to be able to fight. So, but I think last week, fourth quarter just got away from us. We're down 3 coming out of the half. We don't score coming out of the half, and then they go down and score, and then things just got away from us. It was a snowball effect, and we just couldn't recover. And I think the message this week was we don't look past teams. I think we just come in and take care of business, and hopefully, get us to a position where we could take care of business and get back up into the district standings.
This is a Tigers squad that's averaging better than 5 yards a carry on the ground and 0.6 of a yard better than their opponents. You don't see a lot of teams that are out-rushing their opponents per carry, yet also are a game below 500. And, of course, they've got a chance to rectify that tonight. But how important is running the football going to be against this defense?
We have to run at them. I don't think it's simple as 1, 2, 3. It's elementary. You got to run at a defense like this. I know they got a freshman zero technique in their three down set on defense. I think we attack him. I think we get Octavian in the slot or get him out wide. wide, get him into the perimeter, get him on one-on-one with their linebackers. Octavian, we call him Agent Zero. And, we changed the pace up with Cowboy and Sango. But to me, just run at them and continue to run at them and don't get away from the run game. Control the clock, control the game. We should be all right tonight.
Yeah, there's not a lot of high school football teams that have the kind of depth in the backfield that this Tiger squad have. I mean, you've got 3 guys rushing for 4.8 yards a carry or more.
Yes.
That says not only some consistency within what those guys are learning in the running backs room, but also those guys up front paving the way.
Yes, and we have an experienced line led by Tristan Silva, who's our center. Also Ricardo Fernandez, who's a senior also out there. I mean, the bigs have to take care of business, and I think the game has to be won in the trenches, offensively and defensively. If we take care of business with those guys up front, control the line of scrimmage, control the point of attack, we should be all right. But just as well as I know, Adam, you watch a lot of football over your years of doing this. I mean, if you don't take care of business up front, you're not going to be successful. And Tristan and his guys have to lead the way and open up holes for Octavian and let him get on his game.
They will have a challenge tonight. This Union front line is talented as well.
Yes.
Josiah Hammond, 6'4", 260.
Yeah.
He's a senior. All three of the starters on the line are seniors. Then they bring in a true freshman that's 6'3", 315.
He's a beast.
He's a beast. And so there's certainly going to be a challenge in moving those guys around, especially with the experience they have.
Well, yeah, and they're coached well. I mean, they've always run a 3-down set. They're going to use their little quickness. They're quick guys. They're big, they're quick, and we have to be able to mash them down, wash them down, and open up holes. But hey, that freshman guy's he's pretty good. I've seen him a few times this spring, and we also seen him on film a lot. But I think it controls with him, and those defensive tackles are theirs. I mean, we get them controlled also, but it's going to be the A gap. It's got to be the A gap. We got to attack the A gap.
One other thing to keep in mind or kind of keep an eye out for tonight, this is a Broken Arrow squad that has not given up many sacks this year.
No.
It's a Union defense that has generated a bunch of sacks, but mostly with their linebackers. What do they do? Are they blitzing a lot of guys? What have you seen from them on film that helps them get to the quarterback?
They do blitz a lot of guys. They don't blitz as often as people think they do. They run a multiple set defense. Sometimes they'll run a 3-4. Passing downs, they'll go to a 3-3 stack. But they just get after it. I mean, when they do blitz, they'll blitz their outside linebackers off the edge. They get after it. What we have to do is just max protect in those type of situations. But also, we're not going to give up sacks because Jeremiah does a great job of making his reads, using his legs, getting out of the pocket, and getting around guys and making the safe play to get onto another down.
3 players, 3 receivers, that is, with 14 or more catches already this season. Octavian Roberson with 13 as well for nearly 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. So clearly capable of distributing the ball well, and that's what we'll be looking for tonight from this Broken Arrow offense. We're going to take a short break. More to come as Broken Arrow prepares to take on Union tonight here at Union. This is Broken Arrow football on ArrowVision.
Hey Tiger fans, I'm Madison Dilvine with ArrowVision, and we're standing outside of the Big Biscuit Broken Arrow located at Lynn Lane and the Broken Arrow Expressway to bring you this week's edition of the Big Biscuit Blitz, where the ArrowVision crew breaks down tonight's game in 60 seconds. Let's check it out.
What's up, Tiger fans? Welcome to the Big Biscuit Blitz for this week. We've got, well, first of all, I should probably say I'm not Luke Hamilton. Filling in for him this week, I'm Greg Spencer, director of ArrowVision. Luke is, I guess we should say, fortunately for him, not for us, is out on his honeymoon this week. I believe he's hit Greece, Italy. There's no telling where he is right now, but I do know where we're at, and we're at the Big Biscuit, and we're talking Broken Arrow Union.
Yes.
Coach Mo, what are your Big Biscuit keys to this game?
Big Biscuit keys to the game, Greg, is control the game up front in the trenches with the offensive line and defensive line. Get Octavian out in space, get him one-on-one with their guys. I don't think they tackled well against UConn. And defensively, what we need to do is be disciplined in the secondary, take care of business, get pressure on the quarterback, and we should be victorious.
Awesome. Well, Broken Arrow Union, it's a great rival. Tune in, ArrowVision, 7 o'clock Friday night. It's time to dig into some Big Biscuits.
Let's go.
Take that, Luke. One take.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Back here at Union High School, home of the Redhawks, I'm Adam Hildebrand alongside Coach Mo Wallace. Getting ready for Broken Arrow at Union tonight. Again, the Tigers come in at 3-4, 2-2 in district play. Union 5-2, 3-1 inside the district. Both teams 2-1 in their last 3 games. The Redhawks loss coming here at home against Owasso. Broken Arrow's loss coming last week at home against Norman North. We talked some, Coach, about the Tiger offense and what they were going to be trying to do tonight. Tiger defense has a challenge as well. This is a Red Hawk offensive unit that has been very, very balanced. Their stats are incomplete online, but from what I could gather, they're averaging about 212 yards a game through the air and about 219 on the ground. That's about as close together as those numbers get.
Yes.
When an offense is that balanced, how does it challenge your defense?
You don't know. You walk into a film session and you tell the guys right then and there, like, hey guys, we don't know when they're going to pass. We don't know when they're going to run. We just have to make our adjustments on the fly. We have to understand. We have to watch our keys, whether the defensive guard, whether the offensive guard blocks down or gets his head high for a pass. I mean, we just have to be big time on our keys. But it also goes down to what we have up front: Gabe Manning, Gunnar Wilson, John Broll II. I mean, those 3 guys have to get Shaker into a situation where he's not going to be able to see the field, because Shaker's one of those type of guys. There's not a 6'1" defense he has not seen. He's seen this defense before. Coach Holly coached here last year as an analyst, so Shaker knows what this defense is going to do. He kind of has a feel of what Coach Holly's going to do and against him. So there's nothing he hasn't seen in 6'1" football. Great vision. He's a leader on the field. He knows what's going to happen. So I'll put it on those guys up front.
Yeah, you win a state championship your freshman year, and that sets you up pretty well for success going forward.
Yes.
And you mentioned Broll and some of those guys on the line. This is a Tiger defense that is averaging almost a sack and a half per game. They've been able to get some pressure on the quarterback, but it's not been one guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different guys have at least a half sack this year. That's pressure coming from a lot of locations.
Well, and that just shows you the versatility of this defense. I mean, it doesn't matter who's gonna put pressure on the quarterback. He can put anybody in, whether it's Gunner, whether it's John Broll II, Nate Martin. Malik Ross has shown a good job, and last but not least, the big guy in the middle, Cole Lamont. That's the guy that's going to lead the charge tonight on our defense.
Now, you mentioned this is a Broken Arrow defense that does blitz quite a bit. When you blitz a lot, that also puts some pressure on your secondary.
Yes.
Fortunately, that's an experienced group. 3 seniors and a junior in the starting lineup on the back end. Well, let's see. 2 juniors. So out of the 5 guys, you got all upperclassmen essentially. How have they handled that over the course of this season? Has it been a lot of man-to-man, one-on-one stuff? Have they been able to mix in some zone? What does that look like?
They've mixed in some zone. Holly does a great job of being a secondary coach, along with Coach Richards and Coach Ivan King. They've done a great job of mixing things up, man, matchup, man, zone. We have a thing called Rocky that you'll see all 5 DBs at 10 yards across. Another thing is you'll see Raven, which is a cover 2. Defense in the secondary. But another thing is this: I mean, we got to do a better job of tackling in the secondary. And Hudson Lott, since they inserted him into the starting lineup 2 weeks ago, I think we got a lot better in the secondary. So big shout out to him. But also, I mean, Tayshawn Jones-Wade, Don Fryer, Colby Crosby, who's shown to be a guy that can come downhill and hit, and that's what you have to do at the safety position.
The Tigers are creating almost 2 turnovers per game to this point in the season. They're plus 13 in points off turnovers so far this year. It feels like going on the road to a team that you know is good like Union, that's a battle you got to win tonight.
That's a huge battle you have to win, and that's one thing when Holly first came in, he said turnovers is going to be the key. At a place he was at over out west, they had, I think, 29 interceptions in the state championship that they won at Stillwater. So that's a big deal for him, getting turnovers, and that gets that defense rolling.
Broken Arrow and Union coming your way from Union High School in just a little bit. We'll take another break. Back with more in a moment. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose all-star care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
We are inching close to Tiger football this evening here on ArrowVision. Oh, well, we're not far from kickoff. It's already 6:58, but the clock still says 6.5 minutes, so it's going to be a few minutes before we get this thing kicked off. Tiger captains are making their way towards the field for the coin toss. It'll be a 7:05 start amongst this rivalry game here between Broken Arrow and Union. Kirk Frederick, the head coach of the Redhawks. Josh Blankenship, of course, the head man here at Broken Arrow in year, what is it, 3 now? I suppose this is 4 because he gained a year on me when I took the break, so to speak. So yeah, year 4, and we were talking about this a little while ago. On the offensive side in particular, certainly for the Tigers, some youth and kind of building in the right direction on that end. There's only one senior on the offensive line. Most of the starters in the skill positions are not seniors as well, and many of them are sophomores. And so there's clearly a future with these guys that are on the field here at Broken Arrow. A lot of these guys are going to be back in future years.
Oh, yes, and that's big time. I mean, especially at the skill positions, and that gives you an opportunity to build up front, and that's what they've done the last few years. I mean, when you got Tristan Silva, like I said, Caden Moody, Carter Archer, who's a sophomore, Ricardo Fernandez, J.J. Bashirs. I mean, that's huge for those guys. Those guys has been there since they were freshmen, especially J.J. and Moody. So it's big time.
Our officiating crew is ready to go. The captains are ready to go. And for the first time tonight, let's send it down to Madison Dildine, who's standing near the captain. She'll have the coin toss for us. Madison, it's a gorgeous night for football, much better than the last time we were here together.
That it is, Adam. We are heading towards the coin toss now.
4 captains for each side, and then there's 3 kind of secondary captains for Broken Arrow. And we'll send it down to Madison and her microphone to catch our coin toss moments here.
Dean Neal, Ricardo Fernandez, Nathan Hart,
bring it in tight,
and Cole Lamont.
Bring it in tight, bring it in tight.
As your 2024 Union
little rivalry
Redhawks
game, right?
football
All right,
captains.
a little bit, right?
Number
Hey,
2,
emotions get a
JT
hold of us.
Frederick.
Listen to us. We're going to talk to you
Number
guys all
4,
right. The minute you guys quit
Shaker
listening to us,
Isaac.
we start talking with our
Number
flags,
9,
all right? Fair
Josh
enough?
Teehee.
All right, we've
And
already done
number
the taunt,
61,
all right? I'm going to flip this. You guys are going to
Jones
separate. I'm going to
Jr.
flip this. Union won, they deferred, you guys are receiving. So nobody's going to have to move, all right? All right, when I click the mic on, don't say anything you don't want your grandma to hear. All right? All right, here we go. Fair enough? All right, here we go.
That is outstanding. So Union has won the toss. They've deferred. The Tigers, I assume, will take the football. Yes, there's the official signal. And Coach Mo, you heard our referee mention it. First of all, I love how he's kind of taking control of things already. Hey, this is a rivalry. He's setting the table. But yeah, he's right. This is a rivalry game. Sometimes emotions run high. You wouldn't know anything about that as a player, would you?
I would definitely know something about that, especially in this type of a ball game. I mean, I can tell you right now. I mean, we called them certain names back in the day, but this is going to be an Olympus type of feat for us tonight. I mean, really it is, but I think we're here for the challenge.
Kickoff coming up in just a few moments. We'll be right back here on ArrowVision.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. We are live at Tiger Field in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. And now, 4 quarters of Broken Arrow Tiger football. It's time!
The jungle, where the Tigers call home, known for their strength, power, and size. Born to hunt, born to protect, born to conquer. Ruler of their territory, a predator. Untamable. The Alpha.
Virginia Tech vibes as we're getting ready to kick off here at Tuttle Stadium. Union and Broken Arrow coming up here on ArrowVision. I'm Adam Hildebrand alongside Mo Wallace. Madison Dildine on the sidelines for us. As you can see, a bit dark in here at the moment. The lights have not gone out. They're out on purpose, and as soon as the Redhawks take the field, which they are now, things will fire back up, and we'll be getting ready to kick off here in just a moment. The Tigers will get the ball first, Coach, and in a game like this, if you can find a way to start fast, that could really set a tone for the rest of the evening.
Well, and I think that's right that Blank went with getting the ball first, because I think we can come out and set the tone ourselves right now. I think our defense, when I talk about playing complementary football, that gives our defense an opportunity to play from ahead, and I think that plays into our hand.
Tigers have scored 27 or more in each of their last 3 games, including 42 3 games ago against UConn. And Coach Mo, this is a team that has moved the ball quite a bit, hasn't been ultra efficient when they get in the scoring area. 74% red zone scores. Those are all touchdowns. Haven't made a field goal so far this year. What's it going to take to be able to close off some of these drives against the stout Union defense?
We just have to finish. I mean, that's basically what it boils down to. I mean, we always talk about in our program is finish, and it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. So if you start to drive where you start to drive, finish the drive with 6 points on the board. So it just basically boils down to elementary right there, Adam, and let's just finish our drives the way we're supposed to finish our drives, and not just put 3 on the board, but put 6 on the board, because against Union, you put 3 on the board, it could come back to haunt you, but you got to put 6 on the board, and hopefully if it does come down to a situation where it's a track meet, I think we have the athletes to make it happen and stay within this game and possibly get a victory tonight.
Octavian Roberson back.
Should be Zane Matthews.
Along with Zane Matthews. Each standing at the Broken Arrow 5-yard line. The kick is away. It's a good kick, carrying back towards the goal line. And it just crossed the plane.
Just crossed the plane.
Roberson wanted to bring it out. No, it was Matthews wanted to bring it out. But instead the Tigers will get it 1st and 10 on the 20.
And I think what we have to do here as our offense comes on the field, Jeremiah has to come in because this is where he transferred from, and this is a big game for him. First start against his former school, 8th start overall for Jeremiah. So let's just go out with the big boys led by Caden Moody and all them guys, and let's get it going.
Satimba completing about 67% of his passes this year, throwing for darn near 230 yards a game. 2 receivers go left.
Going sugar huddle right here, Adam.
A little pistol formation here. Quick pass from Satimba near side. Made a couple of guys miss, but brought down about a yard short. I think it was Roberson. Yeah, they had him out in the flat.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to try to do is try to get him out in space. Talking to a few coaches this week on the game plan, try to get Roberson out in space. I think that's a good game plan that should bode well for us in the future of this game.
You've seen more of these games than I have, obviously, this year. How often do they line him up in a receiver spot?
This is the first time that we've done this year.
2nd down and 11. Satimba throwing right. Caught, but for a very minimal gain. The defense there immediately.
And Union's doing a great job of triggering with their outside backers and their strong safeties right there. So I think we have to at least try to go vertical with them. I know Blank wants to set things up, see what Union's trying to do, but I think we need to start to go vertical with them.
42nd catch of the year for Zane Matthews. That's a very active wide receiver at the high school level. So Satimba going to throw again, or will he? Tries to step up through the pocket, lost the ball, but a lineman jumps on it for Broken Arrow. The Tigers will maintain possession at least for a moment before they'll have to punt it away. That was Tristan Silva that jumped on it, and the Tigers needed that.
And Union's bringing a little bit of pressure right there. I mean, they know that they can play up front with their guys. And right here, Adam, this is our formations that we do. Out of punt, there's a few fakes that we do. Union's well prepared for that, obviously knowing that Holly was here last year, so Union is well prepared for that. So don't be surprised if you see a fake punt once or twice tonight.
Kicking into a staunch wind, a north wind, and so a wobbly kick that hits near midfield and is fair caught at the 50 off of the bounce. And that's where Union will start 1st and 10. The Redhawks will have it, I guess technically not in plus territory, but as close as you can get to start their first drive.
And I think defensively we've got to come out and just set the tone right here. I mean, we went 3 and out, not the plan that you would kind of think that Blankenship and his guys had in mind. But, hey, I mean, I think we found some things that we probably want to try to make adjustments for our offense. But defensively, let's go out here and either A, get a 3 and out or hold them the way we need to hold them.
Shaker Reisig, 65% completion rate this year, more than 1,000 yards on the season. Hands it off in a big hole over the right side, inside the 35, and cut down at the 27-yard line. A big gain of 23 on the first play of the game for the Redhawks.
And that's what Union showed last week against UConn. They do have the run game that can be very explosive. So I think that's one thing we need to stop tonight as we're empty with Union.
Quickly back to the line. Reisig takes the snap. He's not a runner. Sends it out near side on the screen. And knocked out of bounds after a gain of another 8 or so yards was Tavion Perry.
And like I said, I mean, Shaker has great vision. So I think we try to mix things up in the secondary with him to try to get him off track and get pressure so we can get him off his spot.
Empty again. One thing you don't have to worry about with him is the quarterback run game. He pitches this one to the right side, and a wonderful tackle made in space. Coming up to make the play was Fryer.
Yeah, Fryer did a great job right there triggering. Obviously, when we, as a defense back coach as I am, when you see a quarterback's shoulders get flat, you want to try to trigger downhill, and that's exactly what Fryer did. Great job by Fryer.
3rd down and 1 here. Opponents are 47% on 3rd down this year. That's not bad for the Tiger defense. Some movement around the line of scrimmage. Reisig will change things up. Perry in the backfield. They'll hand it off to him left side. Gets around the line of scrimmage. 1st down yardage inside the 10, and he'll score.
That was great blocking right there by Union. They just caught us with the way they caught us. We did everything that Union wanted us to do on that play, but we have to do a better job of watching our keys. Obviously, that sniffer right there blocked down. We got to fill that hole to block that right there. So, I mean, great game plan, great play call by Union right there, but we just have to do a better job of getting downhill, making that tackle from our secondary.
Got a couple of plays where they slowed down Union for a moment, but another big one hits for the score. 6-0 Redhawks, 9:15 to play here in the first quarter. The snap was low on the PAT, and the kick is good. Nice job by the holder to get that back up where it could be kicked. 7-0 Union. We'll take a short break. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
7-0 Union as we get back to action. 9:15 to play in the first quarter. Adam Hildebrand alongside Mo Wallace and Madison Dildine down on the sideline. The kick is away. This one is going to be much more returnable. It's actually pretty short. Caught on the run, but the ball hits off the returner. He's able to dive back on it.
Was that
Matthews?
Matthews?
It was, and he's
down
slow
right
to
now.
get up.
Let's see. He's probably a little upset with himself.
That is, it's unfortunate. It's a tough catch to make when you're running full speed like that. If you make it, you're in good shape because you're already blitzing towards the other side.
And you know that this stadium's kind of a wind tunnel, Adam. And I mean, when the wind is blowing, it's blowing out of the north, and that ball just straight died. It straight went up in and it came down on him. So he kind of misjudged that. And I mean, luckily we got the ball at the 20-yard line. That's where the Tigers are going to start, as they got trips to the near side.
Kind of the opposite of the ideal start for Broken Arrow. Got the ball first, went 3 and out. We'll see what they can do here. Pass to the near side. That's Roberson trying to weave his way through several defenders. He was able to get a few yards out to the 20. See where they spot him. It was near the 25.
Near 25. And Union in the first 4 plays on defense have done a great job compared to what they did in the first series against UConn last year. They didn't tackle well. They didn't fly to the football. But it looks like they're amped up right now.
Already, though, we're seeing, Coach, the willingness to get Roberson the ball on the edge, and line him up out there.
And I think that's the game plan that the offensive guys have talked about all week long. We just got to stick with it.
2nd down and 6. Satimba, quick pass near side, tunnel screen, and some room across the 30. Dips inside of a player and tackled around the legs out at the 36-yard line or so. That'll be good for a Tiger first down, and now a little bit of rhythm.
A little bit of rhythm, and that's something that Blank does speak about when it comes to his offense. We got to get in rhythm. I love it. I think we continue to go to it. We got Octavian back in the backfield right now running our traditional offense.
Yeah, Roberson, 13 catches before this game. He's got a few already in the early moments of this one. A handoff to him this time and nowhere to go. Lost about a yard back to the 36. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, we got to do a better job up front. Obviously, that was a good play call right there, but we just have to do a better job of getting their guys blocked in our techniques.
Quick toss to the near side. Matthews that time able to work his way out past the 40, near the 41. That sets up 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 7 or so.
And we have to continue to play in front of the change. I've said this all season long, Adam. We're not an offense that we can get plays, make plays when we're behind the chains, but I think for us to be successful tonight against this defense and the way they're playing and flying around right now, we have to play in front of the chains.
Little NCAA college football 25 vibes going on there from EA Sports as Satimba wants to throw it deep over the middle. Got a man. Oh, he hit him early. That was pass interference.
Hey, that's a good play set up right there.
The Union defender not happy about the call, but that was pretty clear it was early.
Well, it's a bang-bang call. It was a bang-bang call, and the referee did a great job on that. Pass attempted for DJ, Deshaun Jordan. So, hey, we're moving the ball. We're moving the ball, and I like what I see right now.
Oliver Smith is listed as a corner. He must have been in cover 3 or playing safety, one of the two, to get there over the middle of the field like that.
Well, yeah, and they were probably in little man. I have to see I don't have access to a monitor right now, but that's exactly what he does. I mean, they'll play a lot of man. They'll switch things up. So great job by him, but like you said, he was just a tad bit too early on that play.
Satimba 5 for 5 through the air for 22 yards to this point. Hands it off to Roberson, trying to get the corner, right side. He is spun around. Able to fight his way forward for about a yard down to the 43.
And one thing you'll notice tonight about Roberson, Adam, is that he'll be the type of kid that won't go down on first contact a lot. Probably about 95% of the time that we've seen this year, he was the type of kid that takes the first contact and bounces off of it. So expect him to bounce off of the first or the second contact player to get his yards after contact.
2nd down and 9 coming up here. 2 receivers left, tight end right. Satimba wants to swing it out right side. Needs a block, able to instead avoid a couple defenders. Breaks the tackle and spun forward very near the first down marker. I think he's got it.
I think he's got it also. Move the chains. Hey, this is beautiful. I love it. As we go tempo right here, this is something that we always like to do. It's part of our offense. I know a lot of people like to put it in. This is just part of our offense going tempo.
And they're not quite to the red zone yet, but Coach Mo, this is what we talked about pregame. You got to finish drives once you get here into the scoring area.
Exactly. You have the momentum, so go ahead and finish.
1st and 10. Straight up the gut, nowhere to go. A loss of about half a yard, still inside the 35-yard line, but it'll be 2nd and long again.
And that's that big freshman. And they're actually moving the freshman around. They'll have him, like I said, at the zero tech. They'll have him at the defensive tackle. So they've actually moved him around a couple times tonight. So it's going to be a big task by Tristan Silva in this line to keep him and the big boys up front neutralized.
Tigers averaging less than half a yard on first down plays, so they face 2nd and long quite a bit. And here's 2nd and a long 10. 3 receivers left. Quick pass near side. Roberson again. Inside a defender, inside the 30-yard line. You saw that quick jab step to the left to create some space.
Yes, and he's that type of kid. He's very quick laterally, and I love the way he runs. So, and great job by Jeremiah for getting that ball out quick because they had pressure from the near side. So it looks like Union might be a little reeling right here as Coach Fred makes the defensive calls.
3rd and manageable again, 3rd and 5 as much as it's been a struggle on first down, the 2nd down plays have been highly efficient so far.
Yes, and that's what you have to do. I think for us to be successful, I think we have to be able to win on 1st and 2nd down as Octavian and Deshaun Jordan are lined up at top as stacked doubles.
Likely 4-down territory here. A handoff up the middle and a leg tackle.
That's Corey Sango.
Yeah, Sango was trying to find that right side, and the defender came through the opposite way and just got him around that left leg. It'll be 4th down and 6.
And like you said, this is 4-down territory as they're going to keep the clock running. About 6 yards to go right here. I know we have quite a few plays in our arsenal for this.
That was Tucker Cook that came through and got him. He leads the team in sacks, gets a tackle for loss that time around. Play clock's down to 12.
I like the control right here. Kind of gets Union off balance right here. So looks like they'll bring pressure from the top.
Yeah, press coverage. They got behind the defense near side.
That's a hold.
Incomplete. There's the flag.
There it is.
In coverage on the near side was Ashton Cunningham, the senior corner, and he just looked like he was holding up that receiver a little bit.
Yeah, he was holding him on what they call the nameplate where the BA logo is, but he was holding him right there. Definitely was holding him at the top.
Well, and Zane Matthews got behind him immediately. He was almost giving him inside leverage, and he just ran right by him.
And Zane's very talented.
Results in a 1st down.
And Zane's very talented. He's going to be a problem for number 0 down there.
Is that a penalty you're okay with taking there defensively? Because if not, that's a touchdown.
Yeah, it's a touchdown. I mean, we always say I'd rather give up 15 than give up 6. 15 yards instead of give up 6 points.
Tigers are in the red zone for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 from the 20. Again, about 74% scoring in the red zone this year. That's compared to 88% from opponents.
Got the edge.
He's got the edge, but a flag is down.
It's probably a hold.
Roberson gets into the end zone, but we'll have to wait and see what the flag is.
Yeah, he's got a hold right here. Probably looks like on JJ. Yeah, JJ with the hold right there. That was obvious. I seen that. So.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Unfortunately, that one was right at the point of attack,
right,
too.
Right at the point of attack. And normally around, you know just as well as I do, Adam. I mean, that's one of those spots where holding is always called, especially when you have that much of green on the outside on the perimeter. So, I mean, pretty good call by the ref. Unfortunately, it was against us.
It is fun to see Octavian Roberson run in space, however.
Yes.
1st and 20 now, and that's one thing that's going to make it hard on you once you get into the red zone. A holding penalty, something like that, puts you way behind the chains. So that's going to make it tough.
And that's been the Achilles heel all season long. We get to where we need to get, and the next you know we get a penalty. So we got to overcome that feat.
The Tigers averaging a touch more than 80 yards per game in penalties. Looking for the wheel route to Roberson. It was a touch behind him, and I don't know that he ever saw it.
No, I don't think he saw that. But that's something I would like to see thrown back, probably to the back shoulder. Probably a little bit of communication as Roberson was coming out. He didn't get his head turned back around, but I think Jeremiah was trying to get it to his back shoulder right there.
2nd down and 10 from the 30 now.
As Roberson's coming off the field, looks like they're going to keep Cowboy Caden Lawless, number 29, at tailback right now.
Fairly significant personnel change here as Matthews will come to the near side. That'll be Tayshawn Jones-Wade split out right.
And Garcia in the slot.
Pressure coming. Rolling right, Satimba.
Got him. Oh, you
Pump
missed
fakes, zips it. It's incomplete.
Man. He had Tayshawn sitting right in his zone in the window right there, and he just missed him right there. So, I mean, that's a little growing pains you got to deal with when it comes to his 8th start. He's figuring it out, but, I mean, you had Tayshawn sitting right down in the window, and you could have put it right in there, too.
Yeah, you can almost see the kind of step-by-step progression, too, because he did a nice job getting out of the pocket and extending the play, getting away from the pressure.
Yeah.
Just need to keep the eyes in the right spot to find that guy downfield. 3rd down and long here. 3rd and 20 from the 30. Ooh, Union almost got in the neutral zone.
Yes, and I still think this is 2-down territory for us. I mean, we probably get 10 yards on this, and Blank will make his decision.
One-on-one coverage on Zane Matthews on the near side.
Go to him.
They'll throw the fade to him. Near side it is. Caught by Matthews inside the 5. Brought down at about the 2-yard line. But that's one of those plays, Coach, where if you got one-on-one coverage with a receiver you like, throw it up, see if he can make a play.
Yes, and he's a guy that a lot of people are still haven't figured out. I mean, obviously, do you want to double the sophomore? Or do you want to double Tayshawn the junior? I mean, it's pick your poison right now with these receivers. And right now, Zane has been the guy to step up to the challenge so far in this 24-season campaign.
Both with solid size, both listed at 6'2". So when you got a guy on the outside like that, or in this case 2. Throw it up, see if they can make a play. They've earned some flags today already as well. 1st and goal from the 4 now. Motion across the formation.
There it is.
Straight up the gut. Ooh, stumbled a little bit. And that'll be a loss of about a yard back to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal. We're under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Union got to stop, scored on its opening drive, but the Tigers now trying to tie it up.
And I like what I see. Like I said, the control the game. I think we're in control of it right here.
A little pop pass over the middle, and it's caught. Touchdown, Broken Arrow.
That's John Broll, the second right there for the touchdown. Great pop pass to the tight end. Little tight end pop right there. So we did what we had to do. You want to sit up there and you want to cover Tayshawn. You want to cover Zane, Matthews, Boudreaux. You want to make sure Caden Lawless doesn't get in. But you always forget about the guy, John Broll, the second right there with the touchdown.
Sack leader on the team comes up with a reception for a touchdown.
He's an athletic kid, very athletic kid.
Filling in for Ezekiel Wilson, who's been banged up. He has a touchdown catch himself earlier this year. Now a chance to tie it with the PAT staring into the red Panther eyes on the Jumbotron. Kick is away.
There it is.
And it's good. We're tied at 7. 3:36 to play in the first quarter. We'll take a break. This is Broken Arrow Tiger Football on ArrowVision.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
All tied up at 7, 3:36 to play here in the first quarter. I'm Adam Hildebrand alongside Mo Wallace. And down on the sideline, our eyes and ears inside the huddles and whatnot, is Madison Dildine. Madison, what do you have for us?
Yeah, guys, I was able to sit in on that last defensive huddle, and Cole Lamont has been an outstanding leader both on and off the field all season long. He was telling his guys, hey, we got to keep up the intensity. They're going to go fast. Don't overthink it. Go get the ball. If something bad happens, it happens. Move on.
I mean, that's correct, Adam. I mean, seriously, the way I look at it as a defensive guy, especially in this defense that we run here at Broken Arrow, I mean, yes, we want to line up when we line up, but hey, Union's going to go fast. We have to sit up there. We have to make sure that we're doing our things right, but just fly to the football and make plays. I mean, that's basically what this defense is about. Fly to the football, make plays, and I think that if we just go out there and just settle down, get our feet underneath us, we can be fine and get a turnover or basically get them off the field, get our offense back.
Huge response from Broken Arrow offensively.
Yes.
16 plays, 79 yards, 5.5 minutes on that last drive. Boston Carrasco is back to receive for Union. Tigers kicking into a strong north wind here. And they'll squib it up the far side. Flags are down. Kick team must have been offside, yeah.
Yep. One thing that's my apologies to the official. But one thing
mic was going into that anyway.
One thing that I like about our drive there is it was a great balance of run and pass, getting the ball outside, getting the ball on the perimeter, mixing it up inside. I mean, we continue that game plan. I know they worked their butts off this week with this game plan. So big shout out to the offensive staff for that second drive.
Well, and you were talking about controlling the game and controlling the clock. The Tigers average almost 4 more minutes of possession than their opponents so far this season. So that's something, even in games in which they've lost, that they've been able to control the football a decent amount. And we'll see if they're able to continue that over the course of the rest of this game. Right now it's a 7-minute to 1-minute advantage, although the Tigers have had one more drive than the Redhawks have.
Yeah. And it also didn't help that the Redhawks got the football at the 50-yard line, and they just went fast. They went quick. So
they ran only 4 plays to move it those 50 yards into the end zone. The Tigers have run 17 already in their 2 drives. And we'll try this again, this time from the 35. It's a high kick up the far side. It'll go out of bounds at the 40. Not sure exactly what the goal was, but I'm fairly confident that wasn't what the Tigers were looking for.
And looking at the flags up here on the visitors' side, I mean, you kind of got a north wind, but I think it's
on the kicking team. Ball we play 5 out of bounds. First down, Union.
The wind is kind of tilting to the northeast right there. So I mean, maybe that ball just got above the stands and it just flew out. So, but hey, I mean, it's better than returning 1 for 6, and this is where the defense just has to step up. Not ideal field position for the defense, but hey, I mean, you got to step up to the challenge.
It is technically a 7-yard improvement from the first starting field position for the Redhawks. Handoff.
There it is.
Not a lot of room
there
as the Tigers swarm him in the backfield for a loss of a couple back to the 41. That's a good way to start the drive as Tavion Perry had no room to work.
I like that, and that's a great job by our guys getting penetration, keeping our outside leverage and making the play right there. This is our proud defense right here. Adam, we run this quite a bit in the game, and that's just to get guys thinking where we're going to go, what gap we're going to shoot.
Quick pass, left side, caught across midfield, coming to the near side, breaks a tackle in Broken Arrow territory and drug out of bounds around the 40-yard line.
And that was tackled by Hudson Lott, number 6. And we got to do a better job of that. I mean, obviously, Shaker knows where the soft spots in this defense is. He did a great job getting the ball to his guy in the soft spot. He made a big play, but we got to make bigger plays when it comes to tackling in the secondary.
And the good news is when they go empty like this, you really don't have to be all that worried about Shaker moving the ball on the ground. As a pitch goes to the right side, that's Perry. Fighting his way down to about the 32. He'll be about a yard shy, maybe 2 of the first down marker. But Reisig has only rushed the ball 13 times for negative 14 yards, so most of it's sacks. He's not a guy. The quarterback run game is not really a factor tonight.
And that's what's been hurting us all season long, a quarterback run game. So obviously in this type of a game, you know he's not going to go out there and try to run the football. I mean, he's kind of the Tom Brady of this district. He's not going to go out there and run the football unless he really has to, which has been very minimal this year.
3 receivers left including the tight end, Miles Davis. And we're going to reset the play clock. Approaching 2:10 here in the first quarter. Currently a 7-7 ball game, 2nd and 1 here for Union. Fake handoff, looking to throw, right side wide open, and a leaping grab made by Boston Carrasco. He's only listed at 5'10", but he got up for that.
He got up there. He's a very athletic kid. Obviously, he transferred from another spot around town. But it's just one of those deals. I mean, we got to do a better job of coming off our reads and getting underneath that flat area, because we had 2 guys in the area, one over the top, one underneath. But the guy underneath just wasn't there to make that throw a little bit higher for Shaker, and he does the right thing and just dips it into there.
That's where having a cerebral quarterback and receiver help you, because they know where they can sit down in those zones like that, find the open spot. Reisig is going to go under center here. I formation, tight end right. You don't see that a whole lot these days.
There it is right there. I mean, doing a great job up front right there, minimal gain. And I think that's where we can't get them. I don't think they really want to try to run the football on us. Either that or trying to soften us up, but great job our defensive line and our linebackers.
2nd down, and we will call it 8. Technically, Union can get a first down without getting a touchdown, but they've only got about 3 feet to do that with, as the first down marker is right on the 1-yard line.
So it looks like they brought out, looks like Gunnar Wilson's coming out. Looks like they brought in, looks like that's Malik, might be Malik. Malik Ross is in the game right now.
Shelling the running back to the left of Reisig in the shotgun. Tight end left, motion right to left, handoff straight up the middle, and an ankle tackle as Nathan Martin, the linebacker, was able to trip him up. 3rd down and about 4 to go here with 1:08 to play before the end of the first quarter.
And that's a great job by Nathan Martin to get downhill and get lateral. He rides the line underneath the offensive line and makes that shoestring tackle.
Martin a sack and a half this year so far. He's spent some time in the backfield.
Yeah.
Big 3rd down opportunity here defensively for Broken Arrow. It's 3rd and 3 from just inside the 5-yard line. I formation. They'll fake the handoff, bootleg left, dumping it towards the back of the end zone, and it is caught by Davis for the touchdown.
He snuck out right there. Davis snuck out. He was not accounted for. We had Masai coming up on the guy up underneath, and the guy behind him just sneaks out as they're watching the replay on the big board right here. Masai I'd actually say that's probably on the our free safety right there. Might be on Jason Johnson. He's got to read that tight end coming from outside to make that play at the top corner of the pylon. But we got to do a better job in the secondary right there.
Kick is up and good. Nice touch on the pass from Reisig. Gives it to Davis for his 2nd touchdown catch in only 11 receptions this year.
Yes.
That's a pretty high efficiency rate.
Yeah, huge high efficiency. And he's probably a guy that, that I heard the term today, Jag, just another guy. I mean, he's probably one of those guys that they were like, hey, it's just another guy. No, that's just another guy. Just scored a touchdown in the corner in the end zone. But we have to account for everybody, Adam. And I think on that drive right there, Union did a great job of tempo again. But that, to me, that's just something that we just have to go back and make adjustments for.
Still within 7, 14-7 Union with 38 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. And Broken Arrow had a big response on its 2nd drive, and looking for another response from the offense here. Again, you don't have to have a quick response. Methodical drive is just fine.
Yeah.
See if you can melt some more time off this clock and maybe go back down and tie it up.
Well, and that's obviously going to be the game plan again. I mean, we have so many plays in our playbook. We have so many plays in our arsenal that I think we just stick what we have been sticking with. I mean, I know Union's going to make their adjustments when it comes to Octavian being spread out, but I think there's other things that we can do with our offense to keep them off balance.
The kick is away. It is a high kick. It'll be caught inside the 5-yard line and returned up the right side. Good room.
Hit it.
Over the right side of the 25. Ooh, wrapped up around the shoulder pads and flung out of bounds around the 28. Pretty good return.
Not
he
bad.
was one block from having a big return.
Yeah, huge return right there. And I think he's Zane just has to understand, and it'll happen with growth with him over the next few years, that sometimes you got to get that kickoff, and you know this, Adam, at the college level, you got to hit it. You got to hit it hard. You got to hit it fast, and he can get tremendous yardage if he just does that.
Matthew is just a sophomore. We'll see how they get him involved in the passing game here. They've targeted him several times already. That's Jones-Wade split out near side, it looks like. And a quarterback run straight up the middle. Oh, room to work. Went He zigged when he maybe should have zagged. There was a hole to the left side, cut right, but still a good gain of about 7 yards or so to set up 2nd and 3.
And that's our little shift right there when you'll have Octavian or either of the running backs in there with Jeremiah in the backfield, and they'll shift over after the first clap. They'll shift over. That was just a direct snap to Octavian.
A little sugar huddle action here as the line for the most part is standing 5 yards deep. And they'll wait for the quarter clock to run out. So after 1, Union leads Broken Arrow 14-7. Tigers have the ball 2nd and 3 when we return. We'll take a break, flip the field around, be back with more in just a moment. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
12 minutes on the second quarter clock as we return to Union High School. The Redhawks leading Broken Arrow 14-7. I'm Adam Hildebrand alongside Mo Wallace, Madison Dildine down on the sideline for us. And Coach, we talked about ideally you start fast. That didn't exactly happen, but a good response from Broken Arrow. And just down 7 as we head to the second quarter here, and currently with the ball, 2nd and favorable here, 2nd and 3 on your own 35, and a chance to almost hit a reset button. We talked about wanting to set a tone since you got the ball first. You didn't do that, but I get the sense here, if you go down, put points on the board here, that does set a tone for the rest of the night.
Well, you're in the second part of your game plan right now. The way I look at it is obviously plays are scripted, so you're in the second part of that. And there's plays that worked in the first drive. There's plays that worked in the second drive. You kind of want to combine that, see what gives Union problems. So the sugar huddle's been giving them problems a little bit as we got a direct snap to Octavian.
Bouncing off of a tackler and now backing his way up the field out to about the 37. It'll set up 3rd down and 1.
And this is another one where, obviously that play call was meant because, this is 2-down territory in my opinion when it comes to this offense. I mean, it's 3rd down and 1. I mean, you got to go get it. You know what you guys can do up front. We got Sango coming in, checking in for Octavian. So you know what you got up front. Just go ahead and make it happen.
Quickly to the line, the Tiger offensive line. Sango going to run it right, and he dives head first essentially across the line to gain marker and out past the 40. They'll get him out to the 41. It'll be 1st and 10 from there, and that's a good aggressive run. I almost mentioned bringing the freshman in. You're bringing a sophomore out in that case, so it's not that big of a difference. But I mean, that's some brave running from a young freshman in there.
And I get him on Tuesday nights, and he's the type of kid that's just going to go downhill. That's what he likes. That's what he likes to do. That's all he knows is going downhill.
2 tight ends, handoff up the middle. That's Roberson again. Not much room that time.
Now, we'll probably see this differently on film whenever I rewatch this, but just looking at that, the naked eye, I think Octavian, if he would have stayed on his path to try to cut him back right there, I know he probably seen something that he didn't like, but I would have liked him at least stay on his path to get another at least 2 or 3 yards than what he'd already gotten.
2nd down and 10 from the Tiger 41. Clock running, 10.5 minutes in the second quarter. Roberson lined up right of Satimba. Throwing a tunnel screen left side with some good blocking out in front. Matthews cuts it back left. Oh, his head went down to the ground. No flag on the play. That usually is an indicator of a face mask, although I couldn't tell from up here, but that looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, it looked
uncomfortable. Very least.
I want to know if they almost stripped the football from him, and that's why his head went down so fast. But, hey, we're still in good territory right here, still 2-down territory. 3rd and 6 coming up right here, Adam.
Approaching midfield, ball at the Tiger 45. That screen looked like it was set up pretty well.
Yes.
Union got to the ball in a hurry.
And they're flying around this week.
Here's the snap. Satimba looking right. Going to tuck it, and the pocket collapses on him. He's hit.
Yeah.
Dropped back at the 41-yard line. He had a brief gap to the left where if he was able to escape through there was nobody over there. But Union did a nice job closing it up.
Yeah, they closed it quick, and nothing was downfield for him right there. He made his 1-2 read right there, and there was nothing there. Union blanketed the coverage, and they did a great job. Let's see if they try to do a fake right here, Adam. Obviously, we've done it a few times. Union looks like they have recovered well.
If they choose not to, the good news is you're kicking with the wind now for the first time tonight. Nobody back there at the moment to receive. Here's the kick. It's away, and it's a good one. High, wobbly kick inside the 20-yard line. Kicks to the right, and will roll it clear down to around the 10.
I'll take that.
That is a wonderful kick there from Satimba to roll that all the way down to the Union 9-yard line. And Coach, they've got almost as far to go on this drive as they did on their first two combined.
Yeah, combined. And one thing I like to say, as I said it early, complimentary football, that special teams giving compliments to the offense to set the defense up. As we have Madison down there with some information on the defense. Go ahead, Madison.
Yeah, guys, Coach Hawley was saying, hey, we made a couple of really good plays, and we busted a couple of plays. We need to keep doing what we did that was well, and we need to fix what we didn't. Adam.
Thank you, Madison. 14-7, Union leading. The Tiger defense now trying to keep this a one-possession game. Handoff right side, big hole across the 10. Coming up to make the hit was the corner on the near side, Fryer, and he's able to wrap him up and get him down after a gain of about 7.
And Fryer's done a great job at times this year, and he's had his moments. But that right there, he had to come up, make the tackle. If he didn't make that tackle, their running back might still be running right now.
You've seen him come up and make a couple tackles in space tonight.
Yes.
Second down and about 3. 2 receivers to the field side. Quick pass out there. A little bit of a block in the back. Nice tackle in space on the far side.
Yeah, that's Messiah Owens right there. He's got D1 talent. He's got D1 frame. He's a kid that I expect in the near future. If he continues to play what he's playing, he should be getting offers here pretty soon. But, I mean, great job by Hudson Lott by triggering that. Like I said, if you want to do a now screen against our defense, the quarterback gets his shoulders flat. That strong safety or gator has to come down and trigger that, get underneath the block, and Messiah did his great job of keeping outside contained and making that tackle.
It was just enough to get the first down. So it's 1st and 10 Union from its own 19. Motion across the formation. Quick pass near side, looking for the swing screen, and they've got it across the 25 to the 30. Big hit at the 32, and finally dropped at the 33-yard line. There was looked like maybe a linebacker on the near side that shot through there but couldn't get out far enough.
And that was Malik, kind of a bad angle right there, but he'll learn that. He's another sophomore that's getting a lot of play time on a Friday night. If he just shoots the outside shoulder a little bit more, obviously seeing Shaker trying to get lateral right there. But, I mean, that's just a great play by Union.
1st and 10 now from the Redhawks 33. Handoff this time over the right side. Stepping through a couple of defenders out to about the 39-yard line. Give him 6 more, setting up 2nd down and 4. And Union's been much better on 1st down on this drive.
Yes, they have, and they're obviously playing ahead of the change. One thing I like to see Gabe Manning kind of be more aggressive inside as he got pinned by that guard over there. But I like to see him come more inside and make that play and be more aggressive.
2nd and 4, 2 receivers in either direction. Reisig takes the snap. Screen set up near side. Caught outside the 40, tripped up at about the 45. That'll be good enough for a 1st down for Union.
And right there, I think our defensive line and everybody else has to do a better job of, obviously, when there's a screen, when people just let you go. I mean, you got to understand, if it's too easy, something fishy's coming up. So we got to do a better job of communicating out there, yelling screen, and getting lateral to stop that play for minimal gain.
We heard Madison tell us about Coach Holly saying, hey, we've got to avoid the bust. And so far in this drive, the defense has, but Union's done a nice job finding the matchups, getting the ball in space.
And it's being consistent. I think once you be consistent, you can get Union in a situation where we can make them mess up and get a turnover.
Quick pass right side, hit immediately after the catch and knocked down at about the a generous spot out to the 50-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5.
Yeah, that's a tackle by Cole Lamont right there. That was a big hit. That was a big tight end, number 87. Cole Lamont came in and finished it off.
There were about 4 defenders around him immediately when he caught it.
And one thing about Shaker, and he's not your traditional quarterback. He has different arm angles, as a lot of these quarterbacks do, kind of like your Pat Mahomes. So a lot of good quarterbacks coming up, they always work on different arm angles. And so sometimes his release point is not what you really want to study. You just got to study his eyes, and sometimes his eyes will deceive you also. So he's got to play great against him in the secondary.
Second down and 5, big hole. Oh, but a
Great
nice hit from the far side.
That's Colby Crosby. He's been great on coming downhill. He's the type of guy that he's not been too great in pass coverage this year, but so we've used him as a run-stopping safety, and he's done a great job this year coming downhill and making big hits like that all year long.
Yeah, run-stopping was exactly what that was, because that was a pretty big hole at the line of scrimmage, and he came right up and filled it, stopped the running back dead in his tracks. 3rd and 4, big chance here for the Broken Arrow defense. Empty set, now they'll motion Perry into the backfield. 3 receivers left. Now they motion him out. Looking for the screen near side. Dump pass. Here it is. Caught at the 50. Breaking a tackle. He's brought down at about the 46. He'll be about a yard short of the line to gain. It'll be 4th down and 1.
And they'll probably go for it. And we did a great job, I think, on that right there. I think we need to read that a little bit more quicker. Obviously, they've run that play a few times tonight, so I think we just got to be a little bit smarter. Great job by Hudson Locke trying to make the play right there. He was just a little bit short on that, but we got to do a better job of calling that play out because they have ran that a few times tonight.
4th and 1. Can you get a stop?
Timeout.
Timeout called, I believe, from the Union sideline. Indeed, that is the case.
First charge of the half.
Looks like Dub Maggs didn't like what he's seen, but hey, and this is a game of checkers, not chess right now. The way I look at it, it's 4th and 1, so we'll see what Dub and Holly has planned for both offense and defense.
4:36 to play, second quarter. We will take a brief break. Be right back. This is Broken Arrow Tiger Football on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
14-7 Union as the Redhawks lead Broken Arrow. 4:36 to play before halftime. 4th and 1 Union from the Broken Arrow 46-yard line. The Tigers trying to get out the field. Tiger opponents 44% on 4th down conversions this year. They'll go empty. 3 receivers right, 2 left. Is Rice going to put it on the ground? No, he'll drop back to pass. Pressure coming, lobs it up the far side, and it is caught at the 20 behind the defense. He'll go for the score.
So what happened right there, they just caught us in a situation when they called timeout there. They caught us in a situation where you have Gabe Wilson one-on-one with one of their guys, Stone Turner. He's been around for a while. He's a junior. So as you look on this replay right here, as I'm looking on the video board, they just got one-on-one matchup. They found what they seen. Gabe Wilson, he's not there yet, and Stone Turner with the touchdown.
Turner's first touchdown catch of the year, is 30th reception of the season. So he's caught plenty of passes. He just hadn't found the end zone yet, and that changes as Union goes up by 2 scores. The kick is good. It's 21-7 Redhawks with 4:25 to play before the half. We'll take a quick break. Tiger football when we return in just a moment. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Union set to kick the ball away, leading 21-7. 4:25 to play before halftime. Into the wind. It's a good kick. Be caught at about the 5-yard line by Matthews. Coming out at the near side, he's stuck at the 14-yard line. Tavion Perry came up and hit him. And the Tigers will have a long field to work with 4:17 to play before the half.
And going back to that touchdown, Adam, I said it off air, but, I mean, one thing you want to do, that Union's offensive coordinator did a great job telling his guys and getting his guys in position, and he just caught us slipping. I mean, you got a situation where Gabe Wilson's in a position to cover Stone Turner. Stone Turner has been in this situation as a junior. He's just a better athlete. Right now, he's the better athlete, and he just won that battle. So right here, we just have to get our heads back up. We can't get down. We got to be resilient right here and go down and score with 4:17 left.
1st and 10, handoff. That's Roberson over the right guard, and he gets about 3 out to the 17-yard line. There you see the speed of this Union defense.
Yes.
That play was blocked pretty well, but they got to the ball in a hurry.
Well, and like I said, I watched the UConn film. Also, I watched the Jinx film, and it was 2 different films, obviously, but this is the speed that they were playing against Jinx.
Look out. Lots of pressure over the right side and a sack. Back at the 15-yard line, a helmet came off.
Personal foul by number 58. Number 58 kind of pushed himself off with Jeremiah, so that's going to be a personal foul on 58.
Oh, that'll help the Tiger offense. Since the helmet came off, Brashears has, who was that had to come out?
Looks like that was probably.
Good ball. Personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
That was Fernandez, and I think in the college game, if that happens, if you get your helmet pulled off by somebody else, you can stay.
You can stay, and that's what I think that should be the situation. But obviously, the officials said something different. We'll see. But right now, they have Sam Daring, sophomore, coming in for him for probably a play or 2.
He's joining Carter Archer as another sophomore up front for this Tiger offense. 2 receivers left. Ball out at the 30-yard line now. 3:32 to play before halftime. And remember, Union gets the ball coming out of the half, so this is a big drive here for Broken Arrow. Handoff left side. Trying to scoot between a couple of blockers was Roberson. He pushes his way out to the 33. It's a gain of 3.
And I know, Octavian just has to hit that a little bit harder, a little bit faster. I know Union's doing a great job of collapsing with them defense tackles in that zero technique, number 93. They're doing a great job of collapsing and closing up holes fast. I mean, Octavian's going to see what he sees, but Union's they're doing a phenomenal job so far.
Satimba wants to throw. He's got a man deep up the left side. He's wide open. Caught at the 37-yard line. Inside the 30 and knocked out of bounds around the Union 22-yard line. Beautifully executed wheel route on the far side.
And that's what happens when you just run, and your corners and your safety start to fall asleep and your safety start to come down, and you can just hit them with a big one right there. Great play by Jeremiah and Tayshawn Jones-Wade.
Absolutely gorgeous ball from Satimba, who hands it off. Roberson right side. Inside the 20. It's another 3 yards or so down close to the 19-yard line.
And just keep pounding the football. Keep pounding the football. Open up the pass game. And when you make shots like that, it's going to open up your run game. So I think things are starting to come together for us offensively. Hopefully we can continue this and go into the second half with a situation where we're either down 7 or, hey, you never know, we might be tied.
2:20 to play before the half. And now that you're in the red zone, you can really clock manage for the rest of this half here. They're going to fake the reverse. Satimba still has it. He can run. Instead, he'll dump it off near side. It's caught.
What a play.
Touchdown, Broken Arrow.
Patience. Great blocking up front right there, Adam. Great job by our offensive line to give Jeremiah the time to make his fakes. That was 2 fakes in a row right there. And Zane Matthews-Boudreau, he does what he does best, and he gets free, and that's 6 points for the Tigers.
Have a drive. Tayshawn Jones-Wade, 45-yard catch to get him in the scoring zone. And then that one was from 19 yards out. He was wide open on both occasions. The patience, though, Coach, from Satimba, he couldn't see it because he was turned the other way. But when he faked that reverse, there was a defender right there.
Exactly.
And he just kind of walked away from it and ended up throwing the touchdown
Exactly.
pass.
I mean, you get the eyes moving, and the eyes sometimes deceive you. Alex got a flag on the play, but
Union might have hit the kicker.
They might have. But he did a great job. Great job up front. Great job with the play flight. Great job of drawing that play up during this week. So we seen something and we executed.
Roughing the kicker on the defense. Penalty being forced on the kickoff.
Kick was good, and it is roughing the kicker. So it's 21-14. 2:06 to go. Feels like an eternity.
Yes.
But you mentioned it a moment ago. You now scored quickly enough. You never know. You could end up with a big play and get this thing tied up before halftime. But what you've got to avoid here is the bust that Coach Hawley was talking about earlier and giving up the big play. That last drive, while Union was able to score, you made them work a whole lot harder to get there. And if you make them work that hard again, they're probably not going to get to the end zone in 2 minutes.
Well, and Union's the type of team that they get impatient. No disrespect to them in their program, but they're made of explosive plays with the athletes that they have. And if you continue to make them drive, we should take advantage of that and either make a turnover or get them on turnover downs or at least a 3-and-out. So, I mean, we're doing a great job here of being consistent on offense. But I think, like I said, offense has to complement the defense, and defense has to complement the offense. And obviously, special teams have to go inside of that also.
Union took a timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it with them. 2:06 to play before halftime. Union leads by 7. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Zane Matthews with the 19-yard reception for the score. My apologies to him. I previously attributed that to Jones Wade, but they teamed up well on that driving.
Yes.
Coach Mo, how about these quarterbacks? Satimba 12 for 14 for 136 yards and 2 scores. Reisig is 12 for 12 for 138 yards and 2 scores. That is some serious efficiency in quarterback play today.
And it's beautiful play by, I mean, they're two terrific quarterbacks in my opinion. I know one's one of the best in the state and the other one's an up-and-coming in Jeremiah. But Jeremiah just probably, I think this is one of those games with Jeremiah, if he wants to solidify himself as a Broken Arrow quarterback in the record books, this has to be the game where he has to come break the barrier.
Kicking from the Union 45, it's a squib right up the middle. The ball bounces around a little bit, picked up inside the 10, and he's swallowed up out at the 14-yard line. Good kick on the squib up the middle, and it gives Union a very long field here with exactly 2 minutes on the clock before halftime. Redhawks leading 21-14. See what the Tiger defense can come up with. And, Coach, we talked pregame about the need to create turnovers. If you can find a way to create one here, that'd be big time.
This is it. I mean, and we have, like I said, I've said it a few times before, we have to stay consistent. Obviously, this is a situation where Union's not going to rush. This is right in their game plan anyway. This is what they do. 2 minutes is nothing to them. So we just have to do a great job of playing great defense and tackle well.
Empty set. Reisig looking right, under pressure, throws. It's incomplete.
And this is what's going to happen, right, is we got to flag probably a roughing the passer right there.
Flag down at the 11-yard line.
Personal foul, roughing the pass on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Coach, you talked about the need to limit penalties and how that's been a little bit of an issue. That's a really tough one to take there. You had them pinned pretty deep. That's a big 15-yard gain out to the 30-yard line with a minute 56.
Yeah, and when you're pressuring the quarterback, we always try to teach our defensive linemen and our blitzing linebackers, when you're pressuring the quarterback, hey, if you got 1-2, then you might as well just lay up, because if it's 1-2 bang, they'll call the flag every time.
1st and 10 now from the 30 for Union. Handoff, Perry. Tripped up in the backfield and brought down at the line of scrimmage. That'll be 2nd and 10, and the clock will run. Union's already taken a couple of timeouts, so they can't waste a whole lot of time, and the Redhawks hustling back to the line here.
Well, they want something here, and I think this situation right here, if they don't get a first down, we should start taking timeouts.
Oh, they almost jumped the screen. Instead, it's lobbed and dropped by Perry over the far side. Which defender was that?
That was Malik. I think that was Malik Ross, either Malik Ross or Hudson Law, but I think it was Malik.
Whoever it was, if Reisig throws that ball initially, it's a pick six. He jumped the route.
He jumped it.
Very well read, forced him to lob it, and Perry was unable to make the catch over the top. It's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and that's a great job on Malik right there. I mean, the way I look at it, like I said, I mean, quarterback shoulders get flat, and I've said it before, you got to trigger, and that's what flat defenders have to do, trigger on the now screens.
Not sure Union was set properly in that formation anyway. They looked a little bit out of shape. Here's the snap, pump fake, looking over the middle. It's caught with room to work at the 35. hit at the 35, bounces off, tripped up, now keeps his feet into Broken Arrow territory and knocked out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
So, and that's been Achilles' heel all season long right there, Adam. I mean, we have the opportunity to make a play, and we have the opportunity to get off the field. As we said, as I'm looking at the replay on the big board, they faked that little screen outside, that little swing route, get it to Stone Turner. He breaks a few tackles, gets out of Messiah's tackle, gets out of Jason Johnson's tackle. We just have to do a better job of making tackles in the open field.
Empty set here, 1:21 before halftime. Pressure coming near side. They'll swing it out to the near side. It's overthrown, incomplete.
And looked like that was a little bit of a busted coverage right there, as we had Don Fryer playing his position and riding that receiver on the inside, and they snuck a receiver to the outside zone here and almost caught one.
Yeah, either Fryer needed to not drop that deep or the blitzer was not supposed to blitz, one of the two.
Yes. So, but that's the situation between Don and Jason Johnson making communication right there.
Empty set again for Union. They've got time, 1:16, and they're in Broken Arrow Tiger territory. Swing pass near side to Perry, trying to get outside to the 35, knocked out of bounds around the 33-yard line. Coming up to make the tackle that time was Jason Johnson.
And as Union making their way down the field with 1:10 left, Adam, this is a big-time drive right here that we either have to hold them to 3 or no score at all.
Put a man in motion again, as that's Turner that goes into the backfield. They'll swing it to him right side. Lots of space to work with. Gets inside a couple of defenders and is spun down at the 25-yard line. The clock will run under a minute here, but it's 2nd and 1, Union at the Tiger 25.
And they're just being fast right here. They're getting lateral. They're making moves. They're getting motion. So this is within their offense.
Pressure coming. Dump pass over the middle. It's caught inside the 15. Miles Davis with the catch. He already had a touchdown grab earlier. He's dropped at the 13-yard line, and the Tiger is slow to get up.
We got Cole Lamont is down right now. And that's huge for the middle as he's limping off big time.
Coming off under his own power, but just barely.
So you had Crosby going low to make that tackle, and as Crosby was going low and Lamont was pursuing, his knee banged up against Crosby's either helmet or shoulder pad. So that could be a situation where we'll have to keep a close eye on it.
1st and 10 Union from the Tiger 12. Tigers trying to find some way to get a stop here. Down 7. Union gets the ball to start the third quarter. Empty set here.
Watch the tight end in this right here. There it
is.
Right
Pop
again.
pass. Davis into the end zone for a touchdown. His 2nd touchdown catch of the day.
That's just a tendency that you have to know by watching film. I'm not saying that they're not watching film. I'm not saying that we didn't game plan for that. But anytime you're inside the 10-yard line, anytime, period, that's the easiest throw for a quarterback. Is that's a safe space, and that's the tight end right there. It's an easy pass. That's touchdown for Union.
Davis has caught 4 passes tonight. 2 of them have been for scores. With 37 seconds left in the half, the Redhawks trying to go up by 14. Snap a little bit low, but again, a nice job by the holder to get it down where the kicker can get to it. It's 28-14 Union.
Well, and like I said, I mean, a lot of that is just knowing the situation, and a lot of our guys got to understand, and they're growing. Don't get me wrong, but that's just a situation where you got to understand that. Hey, this quarterback and this tight end's been playing frisbee catch all day long on us, so let's go ahead and lock this guy down and get his eyes moving to where it needs to move.
Yeah, the most damage, honestly, for Union through the air, at least the chunk plays, have come on those plays over the middle. They've swung it out quite a bit. Don't misunderstand me to say that. But when they've gone downfield, they've done it over the middle, and you wonder with Cole Lamont coming out if they might have said, hey, they had to bring a guy off. We're going to throw it in that area.
We're going to throw in that area. And also that's a soft part sometimes to our defense. And Shaker's done a great job of exposing that. So hopefully we go into halftime either bringing them down, bringing our guys a little bit down more, or just making an adjustment period on that. But, I mean, that's something that I think that hurts us right there, them scoring 7 before halftime. So I think if we get a good kickoff return right here and get some points on the board, we should be okay.
Broken Arrow's been close on a couple of these. Watch out. Here he comes from the 10-yard line. Roberson, had space, now stops. Reverses course left side, and he might have an angle. Breaks the tackle outside the 25, across the 35, and out of bounds around the 39-yard line.
That's a good return. And 27 seconds left. What about 2 timeouts? We should be okay. Or 3 timeouts.
That was a roller coaster of a return.
Yes.
It looked like he had a seam, and suddenly he kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And then he took a lick, but he just bounced right off of it.
And number 0 for Union had the angle on him also. He also has great speed himself. But, I mean, hey, if he didn't have the angle, we're talking 6 right now for the Tigers.
What can you do with 27 seconds left? Split out wide right is Jones-Wade. Satimba going to throw. Got a man at the left sideline. Caught inside Union territory, and he dives out of bounds around the 43-yard line.
And I like that play right there. That looks similar to what Norman North ran against us a couple times last week. I don't know if we've already had that in our playbook, but that looks like a tree branching off, and Jason Johnson right there with a great play for a first down.
Stop the clock. Tigers have all 3 timeouts as well if they need them. Satimba running right, throwing right. It is caught at the 35-yard line and stepping out of bounds right at the 35 with 15 seconds left on the first half clock. That was Jones-Wade with the catch that time.
And we're doing a great job. I mean, obviously Keaton Johnson making his way back this week. I like to see him. I know he's the type of kid that a lot of teams don't key on. Obviously because of Jones-Wade and Zane. So we'll see what we have with him in the slot, him and Garcia in the slot.
Dump pass left side. Roberson looking for room.
Ball's
I think
loose.
he dropped the ball, and it's scooped up by the Redhawks.
That can't happen.
A freight train running up the far sideline. Plenty of blockers, and that's going to be a scoop and score for the Redhawks.
Yeah.
As J.T. Frederick, the son of the head coach, picks it up and takes it the distance to put Union up 3 scores going into the half.
And that hurts right there because you're moving the ball down. Oh, we got a flag.
There is a flag down on the field. The question is where. Frederick looked at the far sideline as he got inside about the 10.
Wonder if they threw that around the 40-yard line. Might be taunting because I know he looked towards the cheerleaders.
He did, and he was not yet in the end zone when that took place. That could be huge.
But right there, I mean, that's another thing that's been Achilles' heel of us this season. We're making great plays. We're stacking. We're layering, as Coach Blankenship always talks about in our program. We're layering. We're making plays. We're moving the ball down the field, and then something catastrophic like that happens, scoop and score. So hopefully, as we see what this penalty is about.
Result of the play is a touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 25 of the defense. 15-yard penalty to be assessed on the second half kickoff.
So Oliver Smith was called for the penalty after the play was over.
Yes.
So the touchdown counts. It's 34-14 Union. Zeros on the first half clock. They'll have the PAT, and then that penalty will be assessed to start the second half. Kick is on its way. It hit the upright, but it went through. And it's 35-14 Union at the halftime break. We'll hold on to it here for a moment because I think Madison Dildine's going to try to catch up with Coach Blankenship. And you know, Coach, as you mentioned a moment ago, kind of a catastrophic end of the half. It looked like the ball might have hit the turf before there was contact to begin with. So.
Yeah, and that hurts Adam. I mean, it really does. I mean, you're in a situation where you're trying to get 7 on the board. We're looking positive. Everything's looking great. We come out in the second half, and then things like that happens. And like I said, that's just a tale of what's been going on this season, and we just have to be the type of program to get through those type of negative situations and overcome those.
Coach Blankenship having a conversation with the officials as he heads back towards the locker room. So we'll see maybe if we can catch him in a little bit. But at the half, it's Union 35, Broken Arrow 14. The Redhawks get the ball when the second half begins. We'll take a break. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Tiger Football. It's now our players segment. I'm here with Ben Neal and Titan Parker. How are you guys doing?
Good.
All right, so we're going to get to know you a little bit on today's show. Ben, we'll start with you because you have a unique story. You know, you're just recently overcoming a back injury, and you were back on the field on Friday night. What was that moment like for you?
Oh, it was great. I've been waiting for it ever since I got injured. I've been sitting out for like 1.5, almost 2 months, and man, that's what I've just been dreaming of. I've had dreams about it.
So talk a little bit about in terms of give us a little bit of the timeline of the back injury, kind of when it happened, when you knew you talk, off air, we were talking about how you woke up one day and kind of felt like an old man. What's that like going for a 17, 18-year-old kid?
Yeah, it was at the end of fall camp, just before the season started. My back had been tweaking a little bit for me, but then I got home from practice one day. I was walking like an old man. I got up the next day. I was thinking it was going to go away. Got to practice, couldn't run, and I was out for 1.5, 2 months.
So kind of going through the rehab process, I know, being down there on the field every Friday night, I see you as one of the captains walking out there. What's that like, kind of knowing you just got to kind of keep waiting each week to get on the field and actually put the pads on?
It was
pretty hard.
Yeah, it was pretty hard.
Especially you're a senior as well, so kind of waiting that out. But, tell me a little bit about, what anybody you want to give a shout out to as far as our medical staff kind of helping you get back out on the field?
Yeah, Dan, I'm extremely thankful that I am able to play again this season. He told me it wasn't a guarantee that I'd be able to play again, but here I am.
Titan, what about you? What's it like kind of seeing one of your teammates go through that and kind of get to this process where he was back on the field Friday?
I think it was pretty cool just being able to see him back out there. I remember sitting in the locker room before he even got out, and he got his offer from NSU, and it was just like a different Ben that you haven't seen of I've still got hope kind of feeling that you saw in him. Long story short, in 7th grade, I actually broke my back doing the same thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
I thought it was going to be the end of football, which it was for a while.
Yeah.
So it hit me like a.
How did that happen to you?
I was in football, playing receiver, and jumped up and just kind of landed like in a V shape with my head and toes at the end. And I forget what it was. One of my vertebrae that just fractured.
Yeah.
And so they basically said probably shouldn't play football anymore. So that's kind of I walked away from that until 10th grade. So.
Well, that was kind of one of my next questions, kind of telling you guys telling us your BA story, but we can kind of go back to you on that and talk about, give me a little bit of your background. What schools have you gone to? And then go ahead and, finish that off by telling us your football background as well.
So I grew up in Michigan until I was like 4 years old.
Okay.
My mom lived there, and my dad played football, played at University of Indianapolis. And long story short, they just decided to move here. Didn't make sense. Just kind of felt like that's what the Lord was calling them to do. So
threw a dart at a map and
yep.
on BA.
And so moved here whenever I was about 4 years old and gone to BA ever since, and I loved it.
When did you start playing football?
I've always played football until 7th grade, like I said, and broke my back, and I was like, all right, well, that sucks. And moved to basketball until it was freshman year, and I just felt like I'm supposed to go back. So actually, I emailed Coach Blankenship, and I was like, hey, Coach, can we sit down? Feel like this is something I'm supposed to do. Emailed him, had a meeting, and I was actually set to join the team the next day. And I just kind of felt myself just talk me out of it. Just doubts started creeping in. There's no point in doing that kind of stuff. And I just talked myself out of it. Waited a whole nother year. And I remember Coach Blankenship, he was talking. It was a dodgeball at Battle Creek Church. And I just felt like in that moment, this was something I'm supposed to do. So emailed him again, had another meeting. I was like, all right, Coach, I'm for real this time. Let me come back on the team, and thankfully he gave me that opportunity, and it's been cool just seeing what someone like me that doesn't doesn't feel the whole lot besides special teams, but still being able to use your purpose and use your influence
Very cool.
to do other people.
Yeah, and that's one of the things Coach mentioned in his emails, talking about how much of a leader you are in terms of special teams, and talk a little bit about your teammate here and kind of what he does, and if you guys bonded over the back injuries, or was that something you just learned just now?
Oh, that's something I learned just now. I remember I had a math class sophomore year with him, and I'm Yeah, he played basketball. I didn't know if he was ever going to play football for us. But then one day he showed up. He tried out. He was a QB. And, he just kept progressing, kept working. His work ethic was incredible. Every day I see him in the weight room, he was going hard in conditioning. He was going all out. And now he is where he is now. He's in practice. He's working his way up with the linebackers. He's starting on a whole bunch of special teams, and proud of him. Very cool, very cool. So Ben, tell us a little bit about your story. What BA, how you ended up here? Were you born here? Are you a BA lifer? Yeah, I was born here. Never played any football growing up. I always played soccer. Oh, nice. Until about a sophomore year, and then Coach Allen actually, he came and talked to me, and he was, hey, you're a decently tall kid. You should come play football. which many football coaches do. They tend to scope out the campus and be like, all right, who's that athletic kid not playing football? Yeah, so I came. I weighed 160, 170 pounds. Now I weigh about 230, 240. He bulked me up. It was great. And Titan said that you're committed to NSU. Is that right? Or you're wanting to go to NSU? I think so. Yeah. I don't want to make your commitment status on the show, but tell us talk a little bit about your team in general in terms of who are some guys on the team that maybe who's the funniest guy in the locker room, that kind of thing. Funniest guy in the locker room?
I'd have to say Zane Matthews. That dude is
Zane Matthews.
He's got that sophomore kind of feel to him, but he cracks me up every single time I see him talking.
You got another candidate there? Or?
Another candidate? Probably Alex Fogel. Yeah.
What about coaches? Who's the funniest coach on the squad?
Funniest coach? Ooh.
Gorman. Coach Gorman.
Yeah, he seems like a funny guy.
I'd have to go with Coach Lucero. He's always kind of in a joking mood. It's pretty funny.
What is something about what's Coach Blankenship's most common saying that you guys hear a lot?
1-0.
1-0 each week. And what's not to get you in trouble, but what's something about him in a positive way that maybe people don't know about him?
I'd say he's got a heart for not only the game but the people. I think oftentimes people see him as, oh, he's just a head coach, but you don't see how much he's doing behind the scenes and how much he truly does care for his players. And the recent years, it hasn't reflected how much he's put into the program, but being able to look back and see how much he's really cared about, how much he's pushing everybody, not only in football but real life skills that he's trying to teach everybody.
Very cool.
He does so much more than even we know. I mean, every time we come up here, he's always up here sitting at his desk, doing something productive, having meetings. It's always something productive, working in the right direction. All right, so you guys got Union this week. That's obviously a rival game, one of our key rivals that we have each year. It's on the road at Union, which it seems like schedule-wise that we just keep going back to Union here lately. I don't know what's up with that. But talk a little bit about that rivalry and what you guys are most excited about this game on Friday. I think we have an advantage over them just because we know, with our defense that they're, Coach Holly, that they've picked up some of the stuff from him. Yeah. They run some of the same. We've been practicing it all week. We've discussed it multiple times. We're watching it in film. We know their blitzes. We know what they're going to do. We know their players, their numbers, their size, their height. We know everything about them.
Titan, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I'd say the blitzes. I mean, obviously we run pretty much the same defense, a little bit different coverage-wise, but same blitzes, that kind of stuff. Players, I say we match up real well against them. We're going to be targeting the safeties. Outside receivers, corners are pretty good, but I think our receivers are better. We're better up front. We've got better skill players, so I think it's going to be a fun game.
All right, good deal. So before I let you guys go, we got a few rapid-fire questions that I'm going to go. So just give me your quick answers, and we'll just have some fun with it. All right, here we go. YouTube or Netflix?
YouTube.
Netflix.
All right. TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok.
Instagram.
Favorite movie? All-time favorite movie. If you had to watch it over and over again.
I have to go Top Gun, the new one. Maverick.
New Top Gun. It's a good one. I actually thought that was going to be the crickets button, but it was the air horn. But we'll leave that one in there. Still got to have an answer.
I still got to have an answer. Top Gun.
All right. If you could see one artist in concert, who would it be? Particularly if you haven't seen them before.
Seen them before.
I'd have to go ArrowVision Worship. I love just listening to their music and it makes me feel good.
Cool.
Yeah, me too.
Man, Ben seems to be struggling with these answers. Favorite sport other than football?
Got to go basketball.
Soccer.
Okay, I mean, I guess I probably should have known that. College football or NFL football?
College.
College all day long.
College. And who's your favorite college team?
OU.
Notre Dame.
So we probably don't want to get into. I'm an OU grad myself. We're not gonna get into that, how they're doing right now. All right, last one. I'm a big Dodgers fan. World Series is coming up Friday. You guys might not care about baseball, but do you have a World Series pick between the Dodgers and Yankees?
I'd have to go Dodgers.
Probably Dodgers.
All right, good answers. All right, well, we'd like to thank Ben, Neil, and Titan Parker for joining us here on Inside Tiger Football.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
I'm Madison Dildine with ArrowVision, joined alongside Director of Construction Mike Leach, and we're here at the Sequoia 8th Grade Academy. Mike, show us around a little bit.
Sure, Madison. Great to have you guys today. So we're standing in what is going to be the student commons area. The main entry is over here to the south, and then we'll have a chrome desk. And this is kind of a similar seating area, what we see in Vanguard Academy with the big concrete steps, and the steps going up to an upper student commons area. This will all be a glass curtain wall, and then a couple of doors that connect over to the existing Sequoia Middle School. This will all be a seating area that can be used for lunchtime purposes or other type of student engagement activities.
What is the total square footage of the Sequoia 8th Grade Academy, and how does it compare to other schools in the district?
Square footage of the 8th Grade Academy is 50,000 square feet, which adds to the already 135,000 square feet of the existing Sequoia Middle School. So 50,000 square feet sounds like a lot, but it's actually smaller than our smallest elementary school, which is Oakcrest. We'll have about 450 to 500 students here, all 8th graders, in this separate building. So as we come around this way from the open student commons, this is a two-line cafeteria serving area. Now all of the food production continues over in the production kitchen, and items are brought over here in catering carts to the serving lines. So it's very similar to what we do at the high school. The student union, everything is brought over in catering carts from the production kitchen.
How many classrooms and specialized learning areas will be in this new building?
There are 22 regular sized classrooms, and then there are 2 larger science labs for a total of 24 classrooms.
Talk to me about the timeline for completion for this and any unique construction challenges or things you've had to overcome.
So we're looking to be complete with the project by late June of 2025. Gives us time to move in the building over the summer to have it ready by August for the 25-26 school year. One of the unique things about this building, down here at the east end, we have an ICC 500 or FEMA rated storm shelter. So it's all concrete construction. There's armored duct passageways and all sorts of special construction storm shutters that come down that in the event of any size tornado, students in this building can take shelter in here and be safe from the storm.
That's awesome. Talk to me about some of the interesting security features for this building.
So at the main entry, we're installing an AI phone, which is like an industrial ring doorbell. People have to show their IDs before they're admitted entrance into the buildings. We're also doing some perimeter fencing around student areas and over on the east side of the campus, similar to what we're doing at the high school, to prevent outsiders from being able to intermingle with the students.
Thanks for showing us around, Mike. There's been quite a lot of changes since we last did one of these videos together.
Come back in the spring and we'll do this again when we're a little closer to completion.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
The construction program at Broken Arrow is offering students in grades 9 through 12 a unique opportunity to gain real-life, hands-on skills and is available to students enrolled at any site. The program currently offers Construction 1 and Construction 2, with plans to expand as it continues to grow.
The idea is to get students introduced to the trades and teach them some life skills like employment skills.
Firstly, what made me interested in this class, Mr. Reese, I did have him prior at the high school, great teacher. I just want to expand my knowledge, get work ready, maybe see if there's anything else I could be interested in this industry. Most of the work that we do is teamwork. We work in groups of 4 typically. We did houses earlier for framing practice and learned how to do bird's mouth cuts.
The reason I took this class was my dad, he has his own construction business, and I just want to learn some more. It's a fun class. I recommend it a lot. You get to learn new skills every day, and it's good for your future.
There's an alternative to just going to college and to really, like I said, we're doing some employment skills. So teaching these guys some real life skills that they benefit them, but then introducing them to trades, and then they'll have a leg up when going to Tulsa Tech or things like that. And it's just, this class is just a real surface level on all the different trades. We have five classes this year. I'm the only teacher. This program is going to explode in the next few years. This is an elective class. It's a 2-semester class. Talk to your counselor. We teach a lot of safety in the first semester that you can't miss.
After completing these courses, students can opt to join the construction program at Tulsa Tech as juniors and seniors. The program recently received a generous donation of tools from Hilti, valued at nearly $16,000, and a $75,000 contribution from the Tulsa Home Builders Association Charitable Foundation. These resources ensure that students have access to top quality equipment and training, making this program an excellent stepping stone into the construction industry.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
Both teams out and stretching for the start of the second half, 35-14. Union's lead at the break. I'm Adam Hildebrandt, alongside Coach Mo Wallace, Madison Dildine down on the sidelines for us. And Coach, we talked about this we talked about last week's game, kind of disastrous second and fourth quarters, and unfortunately we saw a similar trend there in the second quarter with Union able to score a couple of times, then you give up the big play late.
Yeah, and that hurts. Obviously, it's a situation where we're driving the football at the end of the second half, or the end of the second quarter, my bad, in the second quarter, and things looking great, things looking right. You score there, you're down by 7, and then obviously whether he was down or not, talking to some guys up here in the booth, our stats guy, he felt that Octavian may have been down. So obviously we'll probably have to see that on the replay or whatever on the live stream whenever I get back home. But nothing to say less. I mean, you still got to protect the football. I mean, you can't have those catastrophic situations happen. Whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, you still have to protect the football. You still got to put your team in a position to be successful.
And now you've unfortunately put yourself in a spot where you're going to have to be darn near perfect in the second half. Down 21 to start things off, and Union gets the ball to start the third quarter. The Redhawks, I don't believe, have been stopped yet on a drive.
No, I don't think they have. And I think what's key coming into the second half is what's the deal with Cole Lamont. I mean, I'm watching him warm up right now, and he's giving it everything he got. He does have a little gimp, so that's going to remain to be seen. You know, do you put him back in? Do you take a chance in the first two series of putting him out there? And if things don't go our way, do you take him out? But he is a senior. He's not going to give up. So I think that's key in the second half. But also, I mean, we have to put pressure back on Shaker, and we got to get these guys to punt the football. They haven't punted the football. They haven't had a 3 and out. They're just controlling us big time on defense with their offensive game plan, and I think we just have to do a better job of getting our guys in position to being successful.
35-14 the score at the half. We will take one more break. Second half football coming up when we return. This is Broken Arrow Football on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay, it just makes sense.
35-14 at the half, Union leading Broken Arrow. As we get the second half underway, here's some other halftime scores. Norman North leading at Yukon 35-14. Norman is leading at home over Deer Creek 34-14. Edmond Santa Fe leading Owasso at the last score update at least. Now this is just in the first quarter, so not sure exactly where it stands now, but they were up 14-12 at the time. Edmond Memorial over Westmore 16-0 at the half. Bixby leading Mustang 29-14. Jinx leading Moore 28-7. And Edmond North leading Enid 14-7. Because of the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty going into the break, essentially, Broken Arrow will kick off from the Union 45. Do you consider an onside kick here, Coach, considering the score and you're in plus territory kicking it?
Well, I mean, you kind of do, but it looks like they're going to kick it away. Squibb it there.
Squibb up the middle. Picked up inside the 5. Trying to run it back right. Out past the 20 and tripped up at around the 24-yard line. A pretty good return for Union under the circumstances.
Yes, it was. And looking at them scores, Adam, I mean, things are a little bit spooky tonight. I know they were playing a Michael Jackson Thriller song earlier at halftime, but, I mean, looking at that score right there with Santa Fe and Owasso, that's big time if that does hold up. But, I mean, Edmond Memorial over Westmore 16-0. That's our opponent next week, Edmond Memorial. So that's huge for district standings right there.
First and 10 Union from the 23-yard line. The Tigers entered this game 2-2 in district play. Union 3-1. A late addition to the field here is Stone Turner. Jogs on late. He doesn't know the play. 2 backs in the backfield for Union here. They'll hand it off near side. Trying to get the corner and has the corner out past the 30. Tripped up. That was
Colby Crosby on the stop right there.
Colby Young. That was Ashton Cunningham on the run. He is not on the offensive two deep that the Redhawks sent me for this game. He does play defensively quite a bit. Now they got a full diamond formation. This is not anything that we saw from Union in the first half.
No, it's nothing. I mean, it's something that they were trying to open up their playbook, probably trying to work on something.
Now they direct snap it to one of the backs, running around the right edge across the 30. That was Jordan Schelling. They basically shifted everybody over and direct snapped him the football. He ends up gaining about 6 on the play out to the 40-yard line.
I think Madison has something for us on the sideline, so go ahead, Madison.
Yeah, guys, Coach Blank's message at halftime was short and sweet. He said, hey, the only numbers on that scoreboard that matter right now are the time. Adam.
11:19 is the time at the moment here in the third quarter, and trying to figure out how to put the deficit out of your memory. Here's the snap. Handoff to Schelling again. Room over the middle out to the 45-yard line, and that's enough for a first down for the Redhawks.
Yeah, it looks like Union's just going to go ball control right now, probably looking at some things that they already had in their game plan. I think this is a situation that we can probably put pressure on them, close the gaps, stop the run game, because it looks like they're trying to shorten the game right here. But I still say we still have to fight. Like I said last week, no matter the score, no matter the situation, you still have to fight.
Perry, Schelling, L.J. McGee, the 3 backs on their depth chart, and 2 of those 3 are in right now. Perry and Schelling, they direct snap it to Schelling again. Power over the right side into Broken Arrow territory. Tripped up at the BA 47, but we have a flag down.
Probably hold. I mean, that's just the situation. That's just what a part of the field that happens. Probably hold on either a guard or a tackle over there on the far side.
Hold it. Offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Coach Mo on the money. That'll back the Redhawks up. Clear back to their 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 20.
And obviously Union's playing behind the chains here. They'll probably either try to still run the football on this down right here, but we still can't fall asleep in the secondary. Shaker probably will try to catch us slipping and get one deep if the play does allow him to do that. But we'll see as they come out in their set right here. Looks like I got 2 split backs.
Split to the near side is Turner. There's a snap. Ricing, pressured. He's wrapped up for the sack back at the 31-yard line.
There it is, John Broll II right there. John Broll II with another sack coming in off the side, coming in off the edge right there. Looking a little bit like Lawrence Taylor in the back of the day. But, hey, I mean, that's things that we have to do right there. We have to continue to fight, get Union behind the chains right there. Second, it looks like a mile, but you just can't give up the big play right here for a first down or possibly a touchdown. Continue to fight as we're on our prevent defense.
Broll's team leading 3rd sack of the season. 2nd down and a Wasso here for the Redhawks from their own 31-yard line. And a timeout taken by Coach Frederick on the near sideline.
I mean, I know I said Lawrence Taylor, but heck, I'm a Steelers fan right there. And I mean, that's J.J. Watt right there. Yes, T.J. Watt right there. So, but, I mean, continue to bring the pressure. I mean, it's 2nd in the mile. We're still within our defensive game plan. I'll say this a lot when it comes to offensive formations or what they try to do. You try to get a little cute right there. Now you're playing behind the chains. But we just have to continue to keep them behind the chains and get our first situation where Union either has to punt it or we get the ball back to us on downs.
Coach, I'm not going to lie. You've got my head spinning right now. From Austin, went to BA, and you are a Steelers and a Yankees fan. You make about as much sense as, I don't even know. I'm at a loss for metaphor here.
Oh, man. Hey, Greg, when Greg finds out that I'm a Longhorn fan, he might have a talk with me later on. You know, so, but yes, I mean, obviously, championship teams are what it's about when it comes to me. Obviously, growing up, my family's Cowboy fans, and I just didn't like the Cowboys. I was the dark horse. So, and a Yankee,
jumped right into the rivalry.
Oh,
Steelers and Cowboys back
I sure did.
2nd and 25. Big hole up the middle for Perry, and he's got a ton of room to work. Spins off a tackler at the 45 and brought down at the 50-yard line. That's a gain of about 18, 19 yards out to midfield. It'll bring up 3rd and a very manageable 6.
Well, and right here, and that's what I'm talking about, the big play, Adam. I don't think a lot of people that are watching us right now understand how big that play was on second down. You want to try to hold them to at least about 5 or 6, but they had a big play right there. Now it's third and manageable for Union.
Broken Arrow playing that line of scrimmage where guys are kind of jumping around. At the time they snapped it, there was effectively no one over the ball. Helped create a big hole up the middle there. 3rd down and 6. Perry motions out to the right. So an empty set here for Rising. Looking for the tight end, now back over the right side, wide open man at the 30. It's caught inside the 20, breaks a tackle, and he'll score. Carrasco deep over the middle for the touchdown. It's 41-14 Union.
So that was just straight. Downfield. As I'm about to watch the replay here on the big jumbotron over here at Union on the north end of the stadium. Boston just came out, just beat Messiah one-on-one, got him, and it's 6 for the Redhawks.
Rising just dumped it right over the top of the defense. On time and on target. PAT unit on to make it 42.
And that's something we just can't have. I mean, obviously it's a situation where Union is opening up their playbook. Like I said, you give up the big play on second down to get third and manageable, and that just opens it up right there, Adam. And what they did is they took advantage of what they needed to take advantage of. And he just flat out beat Messiah down the field, and like I said, it's a touchdown.
50-yard touchdown pass from Rising to Carrasco, 42-14 Union. Broken Arrow has the ball when we return. This is Tiger Football on ArrowVision.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
8:54 to play in the third quarter. Union up 41-14. The kick is away. It's a short kick. Caught on the run. Roberson over the right side of the 25. Looking for space. Doesn't find much, but he does get out to the 30. That's where the Tigers will start 1st and 10 for this drive. First drive of the second half for the Broken Arrow offense.
And this is a huge drive for us Tigers. I mean, I think obviously our offensive staff, pretty good guys over there on our offensive staff. We have to come out here and we either have to sling the football around or stick to our game plan. And our game plan has been great so far. Like I said, only the first drive we didn't get things going, but we just have to come out here and make things happen right here. And hopefully we can get down and get 6 on the board and turn this game into a situation where Union's back to the wall. But I mean, down 42-14. Like I said, Adam, earlier, it's all about resiliency right here.
You're going to need some quick strikes if you're going to get back in it, and that's not inherently what this offense wants to do. Quick pitch, right side. Roberson cuts it back up. Solid run out to around the 35 where he falls on top of a pile. I'll bring up 2nd and 5. And, Coach, that's one thing we saw this offense struggle with early was first down plays.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This time able to get ahead of the chains.
And you got to stay ahead of the chains. And as we're going tempo right here, 3 receivers down here. Looks like we got a tackle.
There was just towels everywhere from that last pile up.
Down here and 3 receivers to the top.
Quick pass near side. Roberson gets a couple of blocks, but can't get upfield quick enough. Scampers out of bounds for a gain of 1 out to the 36.
I like the creativeness on that play call right there. Obviously, we didn't have what we wanted. We had our tackle. We had JJ out there, along with John Broll II making a block. And if Octavia could just squeeze that up in there, we might be able to get a little bit yardage. But Union's cornerback had the leverage on him to get to minimal yardage on that play.
2 defenders almost jumped in the red zone, or rather the neutral zone. Neither of them got there. 3rd down and 4. Timba wants to throw deep up the right side. It's overthrown, incomplete.
And he had Garcia at the top, down the seam. I mean, that's something I think obviously the offensive guys will talk to Jeremiah, but I think that's something that Jeremiah has to learn is just not lock in on one receiver as Garcia had his guy beaten in the seam, made a move inside, and stacked on top of that defender and had his guy right down the seam, and nobody was in front of him.
On the near side, I think it was Oliver Smith, the corner that was in coverage, and he had the receiver blanketed. The punt is away. It's a good kick. Bounces at the 36. Oh, but it took a bounce basically straight up in the air, and it's fair caught at the 31-yard line or so. Usually those will roll a little bit better.
Yeah.
That one instead hit the knob of the football, went straight up in the air.
Yeah, and that's just a bounce that Jeremiah didn't get. But here we go. I mean, this is another big series for our defense. How bad did you want it? As we got Tayshawn going over to talk to Coach Ilo, look like he's coming out. Jason Johnson's coming in for Tayshawn. But this is how bad do you want it on defense. We got Don Fryer still in, Messiah still in. So we still got our guys in. Jason Johnson playing middle safety. But once again, how bad do you want it? I'll say it a third time. It's elementary.
That last drive started at like the 24 for Union, but because of penalty yardage, they ended up gaining 87 yards over the course of 7 plays. 1st and 10 from their own 32. Rising under pressure, zips it over the middle. It's caught again in Tiger territory, spinning off of a couple of defenders and on the move over the right side. The ball is slapped at from behind, but able to keep his hand on it was Stone Turner. Another big catch, and they've got it inside the Tiger red zone with a Tiger defender down at the BA 39 as well. We'll take a pause in the action here. Turner in the middle of the zone, and Rising put it right on him. No defenders could get to him, and Turner spun off a couple of tacklers. Did a nice job keeping the ball protected, too. That was Hudson Lott that came in, tried to strip it away. I thought he was going to knock it out.
Yeah, he's going to club it every time he's coming behind. He's a very smart football player. He knows the situation. He knows that we need a big turnover on that situation right there, and he's going to come in and club the football. But like I said earlier, and I've said it off air, and I think I did say it on there, Adam, I mean, Shaker's just that type of guy that has always seen it all at 6'1", playing as a freshman, now a senior. There's not a defense he hasn't seen. There's not a coverage he hasn't seen, especially with Holly being here last year. He's done seen it all, and he's just carving it up right now.
Stood in the pocket that time nicely in the face of pressure as well. We'll take a short break while the player is attended to on the field. 42-14 Union, 7:50 to play in the third. This is Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay, it just makes sense.
Fryer, the injured Tiger, able to walk off under his own power. Jack Federline checks in at tight end late for Union. Quick throw, left side, wide open, touchdown. And just barely as we can get back from break even.
Yeah.
Union back in the end zone again. That time the catch made by Jackson Franklin. His first touchdown of the year, I believe, and it's 48-14 Union with 7:37 to play here in the third.
Yeah, it looked like they just caught the seam route. That's just another one that's been the Achilles heel all year long when it comes to our secondary and when it comes to our coverage is that slot receiver going right up the middle of the seam, and it's an easy throw for a quarterback, especially like Shaker.
A high kick, but it's through the uprights. 49-14 Union leads with 7:37 to play in the third quarter. Tigers getting a little banged up as well, as Don Fryer was knocked out for the moment at least on that last play. We'll take a short break. More to come when we return. This is Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
(49-14) Union leads, 155 yards for the Redhawks in this third quarter alone. A high kick to the near side. It's caught at the 31. Fair caught, for that matter, at the 31. I believe that was Parker Melton.
Yes, that was Parker Melton. Yes, Parker Melton. I mean, we Adam, I'm not lost for words right now, but what I am is I just want our guys to not put their heads down. I know this is 7 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third quarter, but you have to go out there and you have to A, want it, but B, you have to go out there and show not only your community but show your team and show yourself that you are resilient no matter what. You just can't have that fight. You cannot give up that fight.
Quick snap, Roberson, decent hole over the left side, tries the stiff arm but can't quite escape. A nice tackle in space by Ian Castellanos for the Redhawks.
And I think that's the difference in tonight. Union's done a great job of tackling in space. They've done a great job of tackling inside the box. They've just done a great job of tackling, period, all night long, flying to the football. There's a different gear this week that I've seen out of them that I did on film against UConn. Obviously, I said this is the gear that they had when they played Jinx. Ball's loose.
Ball is loose on the snap, picked up. Satimba trying to run over the left side. He's knocked out of bounds back at the 21-yard line or so. And in the this is a bit of a wacky stat category. The Tigers are leading in time of possession.
Yes. I mean,
but unfortunately, that's because Union's hit a lot of big plays.
And that could be that's a double-edged sword statistic right there. I mean, if you're leading and if you're winning the ball game, that's a great stat. If you're losing the ball game, obviously big plays happen. Obviously, that first series by Union, it only took 1 minute and four plays. So, I mean, that's something that's a very deceiving stat. But in this type of game, obviously the score dictates why it's on our side right there.
Union's offense had third down in Owasso to gain earlier. Now Broken Arrow's got third down and about Sapulpa.
Man.
3rd and 21 from its own 20. 5 defenders basically along the back line of the defense. Satimba is wrapped up, tried to swim through a defender, and he's dropped at the 7.
That's poor protection by number 0. Poor protection. You got to do a better job on that play right there. As Union did play a little coverage that Coach Holly plays. That's what we call Rocky. They line up all 5 of their DBs at a particular point, and they bring their strong safety and their gator down. And it just kind of confused Jeremiah right there a little bit. And obviously we got sacked for a big loss.
Punt is away. Good kick over the far side, and it takes a great Broken Arrow bounce. It hit at the BA 40 and rolls clear inside the Union 45 to about the 44. That's about as good as you can hope for out of that spot there. And a nice job to kick it away from the returner as well to prevent any sort of return.
Yes. I mean, yeah. And this is the top of the game right here. I mean, how bad do you want it? Obviously, Union's going to come back out and try to put a stamp on what they need to put a stamp on before they try to get their subs in for the rest of the game. But this is one of those games also. I mean, it's a game that you want to try to bury somebody, and hopefully our guys don't want to get buried. Hopefully they want to keep their butts, to keep themselves out of the casket and show up to keep this thing respectable.
I formation here for Union with Reisig under center. He has thrown for 118 yards in this quarter alone. They fake the pass, wide open receiver over the near side, Carrasco. Inside the 20, he'll win the race. Touchdown, Redhawks.
That's just another bust right there. Communication is an issue on that one right there. Just got us in a play call that they liked. Their offensive coordinator with a play call that obviously got our guys in confusion, and Shaker does what he has to do, makes a fake, and just throws it. That's just pitch and catch right there.
6:06 to play here in the third. 55-14 Union PAT pending as Carrasco has another. And unfortunately right now in this third quarter alone, Coach, you talked about, basically needing to find a way to find some fight as the PAT kick is pulled and no good. But right now, Union gaining Broken Arrow 211 to -17 in this third quarter.
In the third quarter,
it's been the exact opposite of what we hope to see coming out of the break.
And that's unacceptable. That to me is it's just them just going down and just do what they do best and putting us in situations where they're just going to try to, like I said, they're going to try to bury us.
Let's go down to the sideline in Madison Dildine. Madison, what do you have for us?
Yeah, guys, Don Fryer was making his way towards the locker room. Jersey Liz looks like he's going to be done for the evening. Adam.
Thank you, Madison. An unfortunate update for Fryer and for the Tiger defense, for that matter, and kind of in a find yourself in a when it rains it pours situation all of a sudden here.
And they're just taking advantage of the situations. Obviously, Don Fryer's our near side corner on that type of a play, and they just got broken arrow, caught us in a situation where communication didn't get to that particular corner on our near side, and they took advantage of it, just like they took advantage when Cole went out for those couple plays. They took advantage right here down inside the 10-yard line going to the north end of the end zone. But I'll say it again, what fight do we have in us?
And this will be a chance to really kind of just try to get some things right here, as it'll be returned up the near side across the 20, and Matthews scampers out of bounds at they mark him out at the 21. You know, it's unfortunately at this point going to take some sort of a seismic shift to get back in this game, but what you can do is take positive steps in the right direction.
Yes.
And this is a chance for some mental tough growth moving forward, because if you can find a way to basically tell your brain to turn the scoreboard off, keep playing hard and execute the right way. I don't think that we've seen anybody not playing hard so far at this point, but we have seen busts really on both sides of the ball, and you got to find a way to start to execute the little things.
And that's mental, and it's mental bust, and that's discipline right there. I mean, obviously, you know what the situation is, you know what the coverage is, but you have to be the type of player. Ball's on the ground again.
Ball's loose after a nice hole on the right side. It's still loose, and Union has it at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like we got probably
another player down.
Hudson Lott at about the 29-yard line. But once again, that's just another situation. Like I said, it's just discipline. I mean, you got to hold on to the football. You got to understand the situation. You got to know, like you said, turn the clock off. And whatever you get positive, that's a positive for the next play. They just put the hat on the ball right there. That's all they did, just put the hat on the ball.
Just trying to look and see who it was so we could try to confirm.
Yeah, that's Hudson Lott, number 6.
They are moving his foot around like it's a cramp, so that would probably be the best case scenario, the way he was holding that leg. So we'll take a short break, 5:54 to play here in the third quarter. Union now back at the football, leading 55-14. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay, it just makes sense.
Looks like American Airlines on short final to Tulsa International, flying over the stadium here as Union leads 55-14. And the Redhawks want to throw again. Rising down the middle, caught. Oh, did he juggle it? He might have been juggling. Nope, touchdown is the signal. Oh, and a little bit of standing over the defender there.
They're just playing pitch and catch right here. Like once again, it's just a seam route coming inside right there. I'd like to make a correction on that injured player. It was Octavian Roberson that was injured, not Hudson Lott. But right here, he's just playing pitch and catch as he catches slot receiver, going right down the seam into the skinny post right there. And that's just a soft part to the defense as he got behind our defensive backs.
We do not have access to the Union record books, but that is Rising's 7th touchdown pass of the game, which has got to be up there, I would think.
It's got to be up there with either Justin Fuente or even Josh Blankenship himself.
That would be quite the day for a Union quarterback to do something and surpass the opponent, the head coach on the other sideline. That's also 405 yards, and Rising is 22 for 24. That's 92%. Unfortunately, outshining what's been a really good game from his counterpart, Jeremiah Satimba. Now, the way this game has played out, we're not going to get to see probably as much of him, but he's 16 for 19 for 163 yards and 2 scores. That certainly isn't anything to shake a stick at.
And that's a pretty good game by him. But obviously we got ourselves in situations. Like I said, the snowball effect started at the end of the first half whenever we put the ball on the carpet and Union just goes down and scoops and scores. So that's just something that Broken Arrow, not only as a whole program, because I'm not saying I've never been in this type of situation, Adam, but one thing I've always told my players, and I've been in this situation a couple of times a few years ago with my team against a team on South Memorial where they just kept pounding and things just didn't seem like they go the way they go. And I know things are different on a Friday night, but it's about your body language. It's about your character. How bad do you want it? How respectable do you want it? Turn the clock off, turn the scoreboard off, and just play football and win every down from here forward.
Kick came off the side of the foot, goes out of bounds, so Broken Arrow will have good field position to start this next drive. Shout out to my former partner, Coach Spav, who's tuned in to the broadcast this evening. We miss you, Spav. I know Madison feels the same way down on the far sideline from us, but right now 62-14, Union leading Broken Arrow with still 5:47 to play here in the third quarter. And the Tigers, we talked about this pregame, Coach Mo. Broken Arrow averaged over 5 yards a rush coming into this game. Right now, -6 rush yards in general. Now, there's a couple of big negative plays on that last drive that obviously affected that, but it has been a tough go running the football, and that's been what has been most consistent for Broken Arrow over the course of this year.
And as a defense, you want to come in and have that game plan and say, hey, we're going to play behind the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what we're going to do, kind of like what Georgia did against Texas a couple weeks ago. Just play behind the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what they did.
Looking for the cross-country route. It's thrown up and incomplete. There was a whole bunch of traffic, and honestly, both receivers almost broke free behind the defense somehow, but didn't quite work out as the route got broken off. It'll be second down and 10.
Well, they did a great job of kind of disrupting that route a little bit. Jeremiah, the pressure got to him a little bit right there, so he kind of rushed that throw. That's one thing about pressures. You want to rush the throw of a quarterback, as we have Cowboy. I think Sango's in and running back next to Jeremiah.
The defense went with the minefield concept. Just throw a bunch of defenders back there and see if they can find their way through him. Handoff left side, Sango. Decent game, but then push back at about the 47-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 3. It'll be third and a long 7.
And momentum's always been on their side since the end of the first half. They're flying around. Even the kids are going to come in as they're putting subs in certain spots. They're just going to fly around. I mean, they're having fun right now. We just have to combat that and try to win every down. That's what we have to do.
Third and 7. Satimba has a man behind the defense. It's caught at the 35. It's a foot race inside the 20. Breaks the tackle, and he'll score. Touchdown, Tigers.
And I like that. I mean, that's fight. I mean, that's something right there. It's Tayshawn Jones weighing on the touchdown. Great job by Jeremiah rolling out towards the Union sideline, rolling out towards the home sideline of Union. And Tayshawn kind of settled a little bit. Tayshawn seen a little scramble route. He breaks free. Touchdown, Tigers.
Really solid communication there, or at least kind of awareness between both Satimba and Jones-Wade, because he had stopped the route, and then once he scrambled, basically broke free. And for those two guys to be on the same page, that shows their connection a little bit, and that gets the Tigers back on the board. Ooh, pressure late, but the kick is good. It is 62-21 with 5:01 to play in a third quarter that seems like it's taken an eternity here.
But, I mean, it's fight, and I like that. And it's fight that I like that. I mean, obviously, like I said, that's a scramble drill. You practice that a couple of times a week, and we did a great job on scoring that touchdown.
5:01 to play in the third. We'll take a short break. This is Broken Arrow Football on ArrowVision.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
62-21, Union leads Broken Arrow. 5:01 to play in the third quarter. The Tigers will kick off from their own 40. Looks like, I think that's Carrasco back to receive, standing at the 10.
Yes, it is.
So squib kick, it bounces off a Union player and is rolling free at the 40-yard line where the Redhawks jump on it. That almost worked out really well.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where you, I don't know if you remember those football movies where you got a guy sitting there just shaking in his boots. And you just
right at him.
Smoke it right at him. So great job by Nick Irvine getting it right there for him. So, but here it is. I mean, it's another defensive series right here. Obviously, Tayshawn Jones-Wade, my apologies to the Jones-Wade family, but Tayshawn Jones-Wade back in at the middle safety. So let's go ahead and once again try to do our best to keep Union out of the end zone on this series right here.
Rising still in the game for Union. He's already thrown for 7 touchdowns and more than 400 yards, and Union has primarily thrown the football. Now a handoff right side. Perry breaks a couple of tackles. He's finally brought down around midfield. Before that play in this third quarter, Union had run it for 37 yards and thrown it for 234.
Good gosh. I mean, and that's what they're doing. That's what they do best. Obviously, like I said, watching film, they did run the football well, but in this game they felt they could throw the football and win the game in the air, and so far they've done it.
1st and 10 from midfield for the Redhawks. Tight end motions in to the formation. That's Miles Davis. He's got 2 touchdown catches tonight. Rising bleeding some time off the clock. Now he'll hand it off. Perry up the middle. Gummed up that time. Gains about 4 down to the Broken Arrow 46-yard line.
And so we got but I mean, it's fight. I'll continue to say that, Adam. Obviously, we're looking well right here, going to second down at about, looks like 6 right here, 2nd and 6. Holly's still going to coach hard. His defense staff is still going to coach hard. So it's just all about those guys, those 11 guys on the field actually playing hard and keeping Union out of the end zone.
Wilson looked a little banged up. He's off the field. 2nd down and 6, thrown wide open up the right side. It's Carrasco again. Hurdles a man and is tripped up at the 20-yard line. So he went with the hurdle. He didn't quite clear the defender. Got his feet knocked out from under.
So on that one right there, it looks like Masai kind of got sucked inside to the seam route right there. And that outside receiver came open. And that's just a good read by Shaker right there.
I feel like we're seeing more and more of that as a zone beater where your guy on the outside kind of clears that deep zone, and then you send somebody essentially in a wheel behind him to fill that space.
Happens all the time, and we try to teach our guys, understand the formation, see the formation, know what guys are your most dangerous guys if somebody does go inside, So it's just a misread by Messiah, but nothing to take away from him. That's just, he's young, learning experience for him, but he's also got to play D1 style football every night in 6A1. He's got to play against some of the best receivers in this district every weekend.
The Union sideline saw something that they did not like, so they've taken a timeout. It looks like they're second. The official announced it as their first of the half, but the scoreboard has it as their second of the half, and I think that's accurate.
I think it's accurate also. They're probably talking about it in the middle of the field. So, but I still like what I see with that on offense right there. I think if we just continue to try to tackle well, I think that's just been Achilles' heel all season long in open space. Looks like to me tonight Union was just a little bit faster on the perimeter with things. They came out and obviously they did what they did in the first series. They did what they did in the first half period. And obviously we kind of settled down a little bit, but catastrophic things can't happen. And we're the type of ball club that things have to go our way and play near perfect, almost flawless football to win ball games right now.
Union's also gotten a near perfect night from Shaker Rising as he hands it off up the middle, this time to Schelling. Not much room. Gain of a couple down to the Broken Arrow 19 as Union enters the red zone. We have seen these two teams combine to throw the ball for 647 yards. That is a monumental number in a high school football game.
That's like Union and Broken Arrow back in the mid-'90s to late 90s right there when Bill was implementing the high spread offense that Union ran back in the mid to late 90s.
Under 3 minutes to play here in the third. Motion in towards the formation from Dylan Taylor, who's listed as the backup quarterback, but he's in at receiver right now. A couple of flags down as Schelling breaks a couple of tackles and is upended down inside the 10-yard line.
So it looked like the near side side judge threw the flag on that one. Anxious to see what this one is.
Illegal formation. More than 4 in the backfield.
Yep.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
And that's just a lineman or an end guy just probably lined up a few yards or a few feet back in the backfield. So that's why they got that call right there.
Union, while they've worked in a couple of younger guys, mostly still starters in the ball game right now for the Redhawks.
And it's no disrespect. I mean, you still got to stop them. You're getting late in the season. You still need those reps because playoff time's
pressure.
coming.
Screen set up. Caught on the near side. Inside the 10-yard line. That'll be a first down. Brought down around the 6-yard line is Stone Turner. It seems like every time they've needed a big play, he's been there to provide it. They've hit some big ones to other guys, but if it's been 3rd and long, something like that, it's been Turner a lot of the time.
And once again, like I said, on screen plays, you got to know as a defensive lineman, as a linebacker, when you're pulling pressure, if it's too easy, something is up behind you, get your hands up, retrace, get back to the line of scrimmage, probably knock them out on that tunnel screen. But that's just another great play call, and they just caught our defense in a situation where they were successful on that. Now we got 1st and goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, that call came at the perfect time for Union because Broken Arrow brought at least 6.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of guys trying to get to the quarterback. Rising's got to wait for his receivers to get set. 1st and goal from the 7. Tunnel screen again. Near side. Kind of blown up a little bit.
Yeah.
Brought down around the 2-yard line. That was Colby Crosby, who kind of got in there in the middle and forced the receiver to make a move.
And he's going to be a guy that's going to be in a lot of plays. Colby Crosby, like I said, he's done a great job this year of being that down safety to get a lot of tackles. And right there as we get the ball, we stop him from being in the end zone, and now they have the ball inside the 1-yard line.
2nd and goal from the 1. Under center this time is Rising. They ran play action, threw it to the tight end out of this formation earlier.
Play action again.
Play action. Tight end's there. Instead, Rising might want to tuck it. Nope, zips it. And it's incomplete. He was looking for Perry. He had Miles Davis again.
Yeah, he had him again. Had Messiah beat to the corner pylon. Didn't like what he's seen. Probably tried to get his guy a touchdown catch.
Davis is giving him an earful now.
I'm sure he is. I mean, especially a tight end. I mean, wearing number 87, it kind of reminds me of that guy that wears the red up there in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but here it is. Looks like we're at 3rd down, 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line.
Under a minute to play in the 3rd. Union up big. Here's the snap, handoff right side. Schelling breaks a tackle. He's stacked up and dropped at the 1-yard line. Didn't get there.
And what do you do right here if you're Coach Fred or Doug Maddox? Do you go for it on 4th down? Do you try to draw them off sides? I mean, who knows? Maybe this is a freeze play. Maybe this is something that they've already got lined up in their on their call sheet with 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Clock winds.
They're probably going to go a tight set, heavy set right here. Got a tight end and a nub right there, stand-up nub.
Motion across the formation. They fake the handoff. Schelling is hit and stopped at the 3-yard line.
That's the stop we need.
Coming through to make the hit, I think, was Ricardo Fernandez.
Yes. And he's going to be a beast inside there. And that's what I like to see. Once again, that's fight. They went for it on 4th down. They wanted to try to put you in a situation where they want to put another touchdown on the board, and we responded. Those are the little victories you have to understand that you got to make in a game like this, and you got to move forward. But now the ball's on the 3-yard line, so we got to do our best to go 97 yards the other way and have another small victory.
First thing you got to do is get it out of the shadow of your own goalposts, and execution is monumental when you are backed up like this, and that's something that unfortunately has not gone well all the time tonight for the Tigers. Direct snap, it looks like, straight up the gut, room across the 10, breaks the tackle out to the 20-yard line.
Great job by Cowboy right there with the direct snap. I like the little sugar huddle play. Obviously, that's something they've been game planning for all week. Direct snap to Cowboy, right up there in the A-gap, and he gets the first down at the 20-yard line. That's Caden Lawless.
Lawless, a 5'9" sophomore, averages Just shy of 5 yards per carry. This time it's effectively a Statue of Liberty launching it down the field. It is incomplete. The receiver took a shoulder chuck at about the 45-yard line. There's no flag down.
Yeah, that number 25 for Union just stayed with Zane right there. He obviously seen Zane coming out, going down the field right there. He just stayed with Zane, stayed disciplined in his coverage, and he broke up the play.
2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard lines. That was a direct snap, pitch back to the quarterback to throw the ball.
Yes.
Kind of wild. I like that play design.
Yeah. We'll tell you, I mean, Blankenship, they got some nice little play designs that if we just execute, we could be real explosive.
Satimba setting up the tunnel screen near side.
Get upfield.
Matthews with it. Out near the 30. Are they going to give him the 30? I think they are. That will likely move the chains as we head to the fourth quarter. 62-21, Union leading Broken Arrow as we head to the fourth. We'll take a break, flip the field around. Be back with more in just a moment. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Just a reminder, there'll come a time that they can no longer share a bedroom. That's why we have a complete array of home loans, so that dream of more space can come true, right on time. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Craving delicious tenders or crispy fried chicken? Hit the Waldo's drive-thru, open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated in Broken Arrow, 71st and Yale, and coming soon to Owasso. Waldo's makes lunch and dinner a breeze. Waldo's Chicken, fast, fresh, delicious.
Sidelined with an injury? Running interference with a cold or flu? When it comes to your health, don't drop the ball. Choose All-Star Care from your hometown healthcare team. Ascension St. John.
(62-21) as we head to the fourth quarter. I'm Adam Hildebrand. It has not been a great day for the Tigers. Mo Wallace alongside Madison Dildine down on the sideline. We'll check in with them in just a moment. Handoff right side. Roberson trying to turn the corner. Bouncing off tacklers. He actually does finally get the edge a little bit, Coach, and gains a few yards before scampering out of bounds.
And they did a great job of plugging holes and getting him lateral. They've done a great job all night of that, Adam, of keeping Octavian lateral and closing up the creases so he doesn't put his foot in the ground and get vertical. So big shout out to what they've been doing all night long, and that's just basically containing Octavian.
And I stand corrected. He lost about a yard, so it's 2nd down and 11. Still went out of bounds. The clock frozen at 11:53 to play here in the fourth. Quick throw near side, caught out to about the 34-yard line. Matthews pulled down. Good execution on the timing throw there to the flat.
Yeah, it's good execution. That's something, I mean, they showing the same type of coverage out of this formation that we're throwing at them that we at BA run on defense as well. So they're running a little 3-down stack right now, as now they got their 2 outside linebackers come up, and looks like they're going to put pressure on Jeremiah here on this 3rd down play.
3rd and about 5. Quick throw far side. It's caught over the middle, out past the 45-yard line, brought down at the 46. I think that was Jones Wade.
Yes, it was Jones Wade, and that's a great job. And that's one thing that we're doing that Union has done all night to us, is they just find the soft spot in the secondary. You give Jeremiah enough time, he's going to put it on the money, and now it's 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Tigers.
That's a high-quality throw from Satimba through some traffic there.
Yes.
1st and 10. Stepping up, throwing deep over the far side, and it is incomplete. That's a wonderful throw to the back shoulder, but the receiver couldn't quite turn around and get it.
And another thing is, I mean, Tayshawn, he can make that catch right there. I mean, he put it on the money, tried to do what he tried to do is get his guy in a situation to where he's going to make the play. The DB right there still had his head turned around. Tayshawn had his eyes on the football. He's got to make that catch, but kind of a difficult catch, but Tayshawn will make the difficult catches.
2nd down and 10 from the 46. Remember, this drive started on the Tiger 3.
Got a wheel route.
Near side is wide open, and it's caught. Up the near side goes Lawless. Makes a man miss.
Move.
Inside the 30. Spinning off tacklers down to the 24-yard line of the Redhawks.
I like to see that. Right there, you got Caden Lawless on the wheel route. Little miscommunication right there on the Union defense, and that hasn't happened all night long. So as we go down to Madison Dill down on the sidelines.
Yeah, guys, really quickly, he was the only person over here earlier that was still hyping them up, saying, hey, guys, we can do this, we can do this. Adam.
Comes up with a big play and turn, and now about a 3-yard pass into the flat on the near side brings up 2nd down and 7. But, Coach, you like to see that from just a sophomore. I mean, Lawless is not an upperclassman, but we talked about this earlier. There's several of these guys that are going to be playing together the next couple of years, and Lawless being an emotional leader early in his career.
And he's always been like that. I had him last year in the freshman ball, and obviously I've watched that kid grow up since he was in like 4th or 5th grade playing youth football at Broken Arrow. That kid has always been positive. He'll forever be positive.
Quick pass on the screen, far side. Matthews trying to get the corner, breaks the tackle, but then caught by the undershirt, it looked like, and brought down for effectively no gain. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Union just does a great job. They shoot the upfield shoulder on that play, and they got the great angle, and they allow their troops to rally to the football on that. And now we got 3rd and looks like about 7. About 7.
When you say shoot the upfield shoulder, what do you mean?
Yeah, so if you're going lateral, as Zane Matthews-Bedreau was going lateral right there, that corner number 0 is just shooting his upfield shoulder, allowing the other guys to come underneath him. And if Zane does cut it back, he cuts it back to the inside trash, and they clean up that play right there. So you don't want to let him get on the perimeter for a touchdown or a big gain.
Long pass to the near side, caught at the 6-yard line. Pushing his way inside the 5 that time was Keaton Johnson. The senior puts Broken Arrow into the red zone. It'll be 1st and goal from right around the 5.
And basically what I mean by upfield shoulder, I know Keaton Johnson made that big play right there. But it's just leverage, and that's basically what it boils down to. That's leverage right there, and you want to have the leverage. Leverage wins ball games. Leverage wins on offense. Leverage wins on defense, and they've had the leverage all night long.
Under 9 to play. Union leads 62-21. Under 9 minutes to go now, and
there he is.
September will run it up the middle this time into a big group of Redhawks defenders. He gets about a yard down just inside the 4.
And obviously they had our receivers blanketed right there, and just like Blankenship said on Inside Tiger Football yesterday, Jeremiah doesn't like to run a lot, even though he has the legs to do it. But he just tucked that football down and wanted to get what he gets. And right now we're at 2nd and goal, and we're living for another down. And I think that's one thing that Jeremiah has matured on all season long, is live for another down.
He's got
ball's loose.
Approaching a 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Actually, he's at 3-to-1 now with 3 touchdowns tonight. Negative play there, though, back to the 7-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal.
And that's a good stat for him. I mean, that's something to build on. I mean, obviously, you don't want to look at the score, but you see that on paper and you don't know what the score is. You know the guy's doing what he's supposed to do. And that's not turn the football over as much as a young quarterback does at this level. But he's right now, he's turning from a game manager to a guy that should be taking over a football game.
3rd and goal from the 7. 2 receivers left. Wants to throw. Satimba dumps it up the near side. It's just out of the reach of his intended receiver. He actually really had 2 receivers open there. That was Jones Wade on the wheel that he couldn't quite drop it into, but Matthews was also open over the middle.
Yeah, just a little bit inside for Jones Wade to try to get back on track for that touchdown catch. But hey, it was a nice look, nice play call. So look what we get on 4th and goal from the 7-yard line.
62-21, the score. Union leading. Broken Arrow trying to get back on the board. Trips right. Satimba going to throw. Looking over the middle. Got a man over the middle. It is caught. Was he in? Yes, he was. Touchdown, Broken Arrow.
And it looks like that was to Deshaun Jordan. Great right there. I seen Deshaun screaming into the middle of the formation right there as I'm kind of looking at the replay here on the big board. Yep. A little slant route behind the DBs.
Well, we talked earlier in that drive. He had a chance to make a catch on the back shoulder. He didn't quite pull in, and you like seeing them go back to him later in the drive. Just a sophomore gets a big-time catch in the back of the end zone for the score. PAT is on its way and good. Let's go down to Madison Dildine on the sidelines. Madison. Oh, Madison's not there. Never mind. We'll take a quick break. 62-28 the score, 7:28 to play. This is Broken Arrow Tiger football on ArrowVision.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay, it just makes sense.
Tigers back on the board. 62-28 Union leads, though. There have been 11 passing touchdowns.
Yes.
And 753 yards through the air between these two teams tonight.
Gosh.
In a game of dueling quarterbacks,
Man.
Rising has had the more impressive night statistically, but Satimba has not been too far behind.
Yeah, we probably won't see Shaker anymore in this game, but I like what I see.
Off the up man again, and the ball's loose at the 47-yard line. A couple of guys were in there for it. The Tigers got in late. They're going to have a chance here, but no, it'll be Union football. That's twice. Good execution from the kicker.
Yeah.
He's hit that guy each of his last two attempts.
Yeah, and I like it. I mean, we're making effort to try to do what we got to do to stay at least respectable in this game. And right now, so far, I think we've done it with, especially with that last score. I mean, we went, what was that, 97 yards on that last score. So we've done what we had to do. So big kudos to our guys. As we got our next week opponent, Edmond Memorial is up 16-0 on Westmore going into the fourth quarter.
Empty set for Rising, who, as we mentioned earlier, is not going to run it. Throws it over the middle. It is caught by Perry, or was it?
Looks like
they're saying yes, it was caught.
Yes. Well, they still got Shaker in. I mean, I can't be upset with him, tell you the truth.
I'm glad you're not upset with him. I'm saying it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
make
make
sense. Why do you have your starting quarterback out there in a game that is decided with 7 minutes left?
Well, and I can tell you right now, I mean, if I'm in their shoes, I'll probably do the same thing. It's something to probably work on. But it's just one of those situations where maybe, I mean, it's a rivalry game, and what do you want to try to do to your rival?
Perry breaks a couple of tackles up the near sideline and punched out of bounds by Hudson Lott.
And this is also one of those deals that, you know, and I can tell you right now, I would actually mark this on my calendar for next year. Not looking forward, or when we play him possibly see him in the playoffs. So you want to keep your starters in. You want to keep your starting quarterback in. He's already thrown for a lot of yardage. He's already thrown for a lot of touchdowns. But
he's now a yard shy of 500 yards in the game.
See, and maybe there's something in the record books, but it's up to Broken Arrow to stop him.
A quick pass over the middle, incomplete.
Yeah.
Little RPO action there.
Yeah. You know, and I don't know if my offensive guys on my staff would keep a guy in like this, but like I said, ultimately you still have to stop this guy. And
I just wouldn't want to risk injury. It would be my thing.
Exactly, but he's been protected all night long. So
well, there is that.
Yeah, so I don't think protection is the issue, but it's just one of those situations. You still, as a defense, he's in there, and you still have to stop him.
Empty set. You think they might throw it here?
Yeah, they'll throw it. They'll throw it.
Rising trying to eclipse 500 passing yards for the game and find an 8th touchdown pass. Swings it left, caught by Perry. He's got blockers out front. That's a touchdown.
Yeah, he's got the numbers right there, and that's just a play call that they've had. Seen that a couple of times on film right there. That's just a play call they had lined up, and they just had the numbers on that side, and they swing it out to the 3-receiver side, make their blocks, and that's 6 points for Union.
So make it 506 yards and 8 touchdowns for Shaker Rising tonight.
and they have to be chasing something right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
obviously,
seems like it might be the case.
I mean, you're already more than 15. I mean, in district standings, you only get 15 points regardless of the score. So you already have the 15 points. So you're either chasing something or you're just trying to make a point here.
6:38 to play. We'll take a break. Union leading 69-28. This is Broken Arrow football on ArrowVision.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
The Redhawks set to kick off from their own 40-yard line, 6:38 remaining. 69-28 the score, Union leading Broken Arrow. It's a little hard to remember at this point, Coach, that at one point this was a 14-7 game.
Yes.
And then it was 21-7, and Broken Arrow was driving to try to score late in the first half to make it what would have been a 7-point halftime deficit.
Yeah.
Instead, a fumble and a scoop and score for Union as the clock expired at the end of the first half put the Redhawks up 3 touchdowns, and they've never looked back.
Yeah, and that's a momentum changer right there. I think once that happened, that kind of broke the camel's back right there. So, but it's also one of those deals, like I said, as a defense, as a ball team, as a program, we still have to go out there and stop them regardless. But, I mean, respect to those guys in all red tonight because they wanted to come in and put the hammer down on the Tigers and put it on us. And so far tonight they've been successful, but we have to do our best to go out there and keep things going and be positive. And here we go on offense again. Let's go back and score again.
So Timba gets the snap, hands it off. Roberson straight up the gut. A couple of yards out to the 31. Bring up 2nd down and 8.
We're going to go a little tempo as we always do right here. So Union's bringing some guys on and off the field right now. Jeremiah's getting his calls from the offensive guys.
So Timba looking
Scissors
left.
route.
Throws it deep. Incomplete. He was looking over the middle. It was well covered.
Yeah, and they're just doing a great job of keeping everything in front of them. They know the situation. They know what's at stake here. They don't want to get a touchdown scored on them, and they just did a great job of protecting that scissors route that Zane and Keaton Johnson ran right there.
We talked earlier about important to execute the little things even when the scoreboard's got a little sideways. That was not quite a crisp scissors route. So we'll see if the Tigers can clean that up a little bit down the final 6 minutes here. So Timba steps up in the pocket, throws it high over the far side. Well, that pocket started to collapse on the sides pretty quickly. He did a nice job stepping up, but even then, not a lot of room to work with.
And they've done a great job of that all night long, Adam. They've collapsed run gaps. They've collapsed creases, trying to get Octavian outside. They've collapsed the creases, and they've collapsed the pocket when it comes to Jeremiah dropping back to pass. So Union had a great defensive game plan coming in tonight. And like I said, I mean, it all boils down to that scoop and score. You go down 7 at halftime. I think we're working in a different ball game as that punt was a little shanked right there.
It very nearly was blocked. I'm not entirely convinced it wasn't. It'll roll into Redhawks territory, be down at the 46-yard line. The backup quarterback, Dylan Taylor, was back there to return the punt, but didn't get the opportunity.
So we'll see right here what Coach Fred and the offensive coordinator, who they're going to bring in a quarterback right here. As
right now, there's no offense on the field yet. I'm seeing starters
I'm
put
seeing
helmets
starters
back
still
on.
in. Seeing starters still in.
Now Carrasco.
Yeah, looks like that guy. Looks like
walking over to the near side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're going to see the twos here.
Yeah.
Carrasco, unofficially 8 catches for 196 yards and 2 scores. Stone Turner 7 for 173 and 2 scores. Perry 7 catches, 85 yards and a score. Miles Davis 4 catches, 34 yards, 2 scores. 5 different players have caught touchdown passes from Shaker Rising this evening. Handoff right side. That's L.J. McGee. He carries it for a few yards out to the 49. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And this is one of those days where we still got our guys in. Some of our guys, Cole Lamont, still in. I'm just gonna let you know I'm impressed with his tenacity tonight. I'm impressed with his heart, with his pride. Obviously, he got banged up at the end of the first half right there, but looks like he's a guy that does not want to come off the field. And major respect to Cole Lamont.
2nd and 7. Pitch right side. McGee wrapped up, brought down. Gain of a few more into Tiger territory just inside the 49. I think Gunnar Wilson was in there on that.
Gunnar Wilson, Hudson Lott, Cole Lamont, they were all in on that. Nate Martin. So looks like Union's probably going to try to run the football out right here. One thing I can say is this is a great view up here.
It is. We were able, especially before the sun went down, we were able to kind of look out over Broken Arrow, really, because we're looking to the east.
Yeah, so.
And we're getting, again, a great view of the flight path. We got another plane about to turn in over here. Apparently that one is coming from LaGuardia, we understand. Long-range flight. Direct from New York on American. Run over the left side. That's McGee again. Pretty good run that time down to the Tiger 36-yard line.
So you go down to the 36-yard line. Looks like Union just wants to run the clock out. So what do we have as far as fight and character in us when it comes to this series right here? They get a new set of downs. Clock is going. 4 minutes left in this fourth quarter. So how do you want to finish this game? Obviously, we put a couple points on the board in the fourth quarter. But how do you want to finish this game collectively as a defense as we're coming down to the end of this game?
And it's a defense that is searching for some sort of success to end this game. So far, Union has scored on all but one drive in the contest. That one ended on downs inside the Broken Arrow 5-yard line. McGee cut down on the right side there. Gain of about 4 down around the 32.
Yeah, Colby Crosby coming in to make that play right there. As they're bringing in some more guys, Union looks like they're taking guys on and off the field. So they're getting their guys in. Obviously, we got some of our guys in also, as we got, looks like Deshaun Jordan up there at the top. Colby Crosby still in. Tayshawn still in. Masai still in. Hudson still in. So for these young guys, this is experience. Obviously, you don't want to come off the field. You want to get your experience in regardless of the situation right now.
3 minutes to go. 2nd down and 6 here for Union. Pitch to the right side for Martin. Steps inside, breaks a couple of tackles, and brought down around the 22-yard line.
Looks like that'll be another first down right there.
Union kind of just steadily moving the chains on this drive. And by the time we get to the end of this drive, the Redhawks are going to have a chance to have overtaken Broken Arrow in time of possession on the evening as well. Broken Arrow has been the far less penalized team, just 3 penalties for 30 yards, Union 7 for 85.
Yeah, and that's great that we've got a little bit more discipline on that.
Good tackle in space on the far side there. Coming up to make the hit was Malik Ross, the sophomore. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 11.
So, yeah, they will run the clock down to about 4 or 5 seconds as they did on that play right there.
Pardon me, 2nd down and about 11.
You know, Malik's still in it. He's going to make his play right there. So big shout out to Malik, who's climbed the depth chart from spring to summer to fall. So big shout out to Malik and his play so far this season.
I don't know how I feel about the play clock also having a game clock on it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I'm not used to that, and it seems like you could confuse the numbers. Play clocks are nearby, too. I'm not sure if that was a counter play or just a cutback that time from McGee, but he took a hard left, brought down for a minimal gain. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And Nate Martin right there, great job of holding on for that play, because if he doesn't make that tackle, he's probably out the gate on that.
Nate Martin came in.
Nate Martin's
4th on the team in tackles.
Yeah, he's a merit scholar. Also, I think our last home game, they did some special things for him at halftime, so he's He's at the top of his class, top of his senior class. And that's huge for a football player to be the top of the senior class.
Means he's smarter than I was, certainly.
Yes, definitely smarter than I was.
2 tight ends. The quarterback, Taylor, is under center. Waiting for the clock to run down. If they keep the ball in bounds, they shouldn't have to snap it again. The play clock had gotten, or the game clock had gotten separated somehow.
Yes.
The 2 game clocks. That was a little weird.
Yeah.
But in any case, the play clock is off, and that'll be the end of the game. 69-28 the final. Union wins it over Broken Arrow. And again, Coach, as we mentioned, got sideways at the end of the first half with the scoop and score. And unfortunately, it seemed like that was just a little bit deflating. Broken Arrow not able to bounce back in the second half.
Yeah, and what that means is, I mean, it's just a situation where us as a program, we got to understand no matter what, you're down by 14, and you still got to go out and you still got to fight. It's still a ball game at that point, even though it's a scoop and score. It's still a ball game. You hold them coming out of the halftime. You go down and score. And I mean, I could say that all day long because that's a hypothetical for you right there. But Union, you know, much respect to Union tonight. They came out, they handled their business, and it's a big district win as they kind of solidify themselves as the number 2 seed in the district right now.
Start to wrap things up. Looking for Madison Dildine down there on the sidelines. I think she's still got her microphone on her. All right, she's there. Madison, not the game we were looking forward to tonight, but I enjoyed being back on the call with you.
Yeah, always a pleasure, Adam. Come back anytime.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I might not be invited back after that one for a little while. They might put some of that blame on me, but good to be back with Madison. Coach Mo, good to be with you for the first time. That was a lot of fun, and
it was.
Unfortunately, it wasn't the outcome that the Tigers were looking for, but they will look to bounce back next week. Couple more games in the regular season to get through district play and try to qualify for the playoffs. So still football to be played for the Tigers this year.
Yeah, we got MM Memorial next week, and it's a game that we have to have. I mean, it's senior night. It's a big night for the guys that are seniors. It'll be their last night in the black and gold. So it's a game we have to have for playoff implications. And because to me, I don't think you want to go on the road and try to get a win at the end of the season. Just go ahead and lock it up with a win next week against Edmond Memorial.
Couple of quick shout-outs for the Tigers tonight. Jeremiah Satimba, heck of a ball game. 25 for 34. That's a 74% completion rate. He threw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. That's a phenomenal night.
Yeah.
It was overshadowed, unfortunately, by the score, but he had a really, really good night. Running the ball, not great for anybody, but Zane Matthews, 9 catches for 75 yards and a score. And then Tayshawn Jones-Wade, 4 catches for 119 yards and a touchdown. Averaged nearly 30 yards a catch, so some big games
there's some
on the
bright
receiving
spots.
end as well.
I mean, there's some bright spots, Adam, and I think the Broken Arrow community needs to understand that we are a young ball club. These kids just have to understand that you can't just go out and lay down when you're down 14 or 21 because, you know, things happen when you continue to fight. So, I mean, just go out there and take care of business. But like I said, Edmond Memorial is on the schedule next week. You forget about this game. You look forward to Edmond Memorial. And you go out at Tiger Field next week and try to get a victory.
Well, thanks for tuning in tonight, everybody. And a big thanks to everybody for welcoming back Madison Dildine down on the sidelines. Mo Wallace up here with me. Blake Shy producing for us back behind the scenes. Skip Hyde on stats for us tonight. The ghost of Jeremy Bryan, who is not here, but we know is tuned into most of the game. And then, of course, the students running the cameras. Appreciate everybody involved in tonight's production. Final score, Union 69, Broken Arrow 28. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm Adam Hildebrandt saying good night and God bless from Tuttle Stadium.